This is what's up, family? Coffee and Kush TV. We are in the building. Press one if y'all ready to go. Lord have mercy. They got my boy looking bad all in the courtroom. Jeez. Right. That shit do. Coffee and Kush TV. Who in the building, man? All these damn likes up in the building. Who up in here in the building? Lord have mercy. Press one. Get them likes up. Get them likes up. We up in this damn thing. I told y'all 2020 ain't even here. And Revelations is kicking niggas' ass all across the world. Shit. Lord have mercy. The Nipsey Hustle curse continues this week. Guess what I just found out? Guess what came across my Channel 7 News? Press 1 if you want to see what came across my goddamn Channel 7 News. I told y'all niggas, I told you niggas that Kev Gills is the truth. There is no more scamming in the community. $3.8 million. See why that nigga driving around town? Talking about some goddamn enemy because they own your ass. $3.8 million, huh? How many of y'all heard about that one? Jesus Christ. They want to get all up on a computer and talk about the way me and Hassan became beef partners. They want to get up on the internet and talk about the killing of somebody who was killed after testifying about the police or whatever. And now the police don't caught the killers and it's on some thug shit. Now everybody confused and trying to make up different propaganda. I don't got time for all that mumbo jumbo. See, this is the YouTube street. We know all that. We know all that. It's political. It's political time. Y'all know what it is. And these Democrats done raised another one. They done raised another one. See, this is the epiphany of Democrat leadership, KKK, racist scam artistry that the Democrats allow into our community. You know how I know the Democrats allow these people into our community? Because they're the ones in control of the communities. That's why. Every goddamn community I go to, where it's a goddamn scam artist like Brother Polite or one of these other niggas from one of these islands or African continents, Nigerian or some shit, want to come over here and get to scamming African Americans because you so gullible. Well, Mohai deal with another one. Another Scientologist hit with that ooh-wop. Ooh-wop, you over there scamming who? Watch this, family. Kev Gill, I don't care if you like the video, dislike the video. I hit that like button. But I don't care about these hating dudes disliking what we do here. We already caught a YouTube body today. We already caught the YouTube body today. You feel me? This is facts, family. Facts, family, not white supremacy. Facts, not mind control. The white man is out to get me. Facts. Facts. And because you so gullible, you get up there every 4 years and vote the South back into power. Yeah, I said it. You get up there and vote them damn Democrats back into power. And these the same Ku Klux Klan, the same Southerners who got you wrapped up in all the goddamn Confederate Dukes of Hazzard flags and shit while you up here begging your slave master. You want to know who the slave master is? Them damn Democrats is the slave master, and we gonna prove it. But before we do, family, before we do, you see how I sent them niggas on a Hassan Campbell Tasmanian Devil whirlwind and let them go? That's so we can do this. That's so we can bring you the real info, family. Let them worry about the Campbells and them. You see how we did that? Started a wildfire. Now go play, little kids. Eat. For God is good. For God is good. Kevro are nothing. Lord have mercy. They've been stealing all over the place. Conscious community is full of thieveries. Full of them. And you know it, family. You know them damn niggas be over there thieving, philosophizing, disobeying the word of God just so they can steal your $20 and you don't put it in a tithe and think, oh, that church over there preaching, that preacher just wants your 10%. Won't you give it to me and take this fake Section 8 voucher? Always bashing God's preachers, all that. And now look at you, nigga, curled up, Waves, they ain't got no waves no more. None of that. You know why? Because you niggas just talking. I see you niggas getting mad right now. Your tempers is flaring. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at your actions, nigga. Cause you next. You next. Keep fucking around with the black folk community and start thinking this is the same United States as it was when the goddamn Bill Clintons and they allowed you to become a breastfed incubate, infant to the KKK, the Democratic Party leaders and creators of the Ku Klux Klan, period. Malcolm X said it, so what? Malcolm X said it. A bunch of liberal slave owners, and they got y'all voting for slaves. And y'all voting your own slave masters into power every year. And you know what your slave master do? Put every illegal immigrant over you, take your jobs away, red flag your goddamn community, and you sit back and say, Donald Trump a racist. Donald Trump a racist. Well, we're going to show your ass who the racist is in this country who been really holding you back since the death of our brother Malcolm. Real shit, Carol. Don't care if you like it. Don't care if you call me a coon. It don't get much better than this. It don't get much better than this. But until we do, another progressive scam artist finna be put down by the pit bull himself. Watch this. Watch this one right here. Watch this one right here.
4 members of a South LA family with ties to Scientology and the Nation of Islam will stand trial in a case the prosecutors say ripped off California taxpayers to the tune of $3.8 million. Today, a judge determined there is enough evidence against the mother, Hanan Islam, and 2 of her adult daughters and a son. They are accused of running a scheme to defraud Medi-Cal by recruiting local high school students for drug counseling that the students did not want or need at a Scientology Narconon clinic in Compton. A prosecutor says the family members hired so-called ghostwriters to manufacture records that were used to fraudulently bill the state millions of dollars. All defendants have pleaded not guilty.
Lord have mercy. Let's run that back one more time so y'all can see I ain't edited Dr. Nutt.
4 members of a South LA family with ties to Scientology and the Nation of Islam will stand trial in a case the prosecutors say ripped off California taxpayers to the tune of $3.8 million. Today, a judge determined there is enough evidence against the mother, Hanan Islam, and 2 of her adult daughters and a son. They are accused of running a scheme to defraud Medi-Cal by recruiting local high school students for drug counseling that the students did not want or need at a Scientology Narconon clinic in Compton. A prosecutor says the family members hired so-called ghostwriters to manufacture records that were used to fraudulently bill the state millions of dollars. All defendants have pleaded not guilty.
How often do you buy things on Amazon?
Sorry about that. $4.6 million. I got back on my Jackie Chan shit, and I just wanted to tell y'all that I came online specifically to tell you that it does not pay to be a scam artist. Eventually, it's going to come up with you. Specific con artist, family. Con artist is going on in the party right now. Ain't no community. All you do is gossip. This is news, dummy. This is a brand new news. Gossip about what? This is a breaking story. That what this is.
4 members of
I'm in the community. I wonder how many.
4 members of a South LA family with
Ain't nobody talking to you, half-baked. You ain't even gotta be here. We know what it sound like when my sound go off. Who cares what you don't like? You're not even on my Patreon or none of that. So what you get? Boop! Who cares what you don't like? Sometimes you gotta get the Jackie Chan because I'm the technical, I'm the producer, I'm doing it all. That's why. That's why you do that sometimes. Just deal with it. You feel me? Coffee and Kush TV. No, RZA's in trouble. He can't call in. His Instagram probably down. He got $100,000 down bill for scamming $3.8 million. Let me borrow $10, fool. Now I see why your ass be running around this community talking about the enemy and stuff like that. And why do you see? That's a motive right there, nigga. $3.8 million. Who you trying to bail out? Involved in that Nipsey shit. See? See, that's motive right there. But you need 3 point what? To bail who out? To pay back for who? See, that's a reason right there. What you was doing over there with Nipsey, fool? That's a reason right there. Motive. Now, I was looking for a motive, god damn it. Insurance fraud, something. I was looking for a fucking motive. God damn and goddamn. $3.8 million come up. Should we give him the shame of the day, family? I thought Hassan Campbell was the goddamn shame of the day. But it looks like Rizza Islam court case don't make Channel 7 null. Lord have mercy. $3.8 million.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
And they say the black community ain't got no money. Shit, that ain't what he believed. He hustled $3.8 million.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
What a terrible shame. And they all come from this Democratic Party, a bunch of Negroes and Democrats doing the same thing. Scamming the community like always, family. And all niggas do. Try to get $10.
Ties to Scientology and the Nation of Islam will stand trial in a case the prosecutors say ripped off California taxpayers to the tune of $3.8 million. Today, a judge determined there is enough evidence.
Somebody don't drew you up there, you ain't got no waves or nothing. Your waves don't delinquish. All that gel, all that perm is out your head, no more perm. And now you sitting up there and realizing your ass is a Negro, ain't you now? You is now, ain't you? You want to be a Negro so bad? All right, let's play the game. All right, now look at your haircut. There ain't no lineups in jail, y'all. This is the perfect example of why not to be no goddamn charlatan in the community. Dr. Umar Johnson, all these clowns is coming up. Don't worry about a damn thing. And while y'all sitting back mad because your favorite YouTubers is going down, I'm going to be right here smiling because the fraud department told you. And because you wanted to be ignorant and worship these people, then when the law come down on them, you want to run around like a bunch of niggas with no heads. See, that's what happened when you let these people control the community, period.
Against the mother, Hanan Islam, and two of her adult daughters and a son. They are...
Now tell me this. This the white man trying to set him up, right? L. Ron Hubbard in there. See, how you work for the white man, but the white man is the enemy, and you ain't got down Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard sitting up there on every book of Dianetics like this. Big dumb shit. Kev Rowe, believe in the Most High. That's it. That's it. The rest of what this world got to offer is scam, artistry, and damnation. That's for sure. 3.1 million lick off the community. Damn, I should open up these phone lines. Let me put it on him. There he is, right there. There he is, with his glasses on, talking about the enemy. Let me tell y'all about the transgender. You about to find out right now. Let me tell y'all about the transgender and the marijuana, how it causes this, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And let me tell you about how Kev Gill be lying all over the internet. Let me tell y'all. See, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Anybody want to call in and defend this action? I didn't think so. Where all my trolls at, man? All you want to do is sit up there and shame.
Shame.
Goddamn
Shame.
right.
Shame.
Damn shame that this brother's going through.
They are accused of running a scheme to defraud Medi-Cal by recruiting local high school students for drug counseling.
Kids for drug counseling.
that the students did not want or need at a Scientology Narconon clinic in Compton.
The fuck is a Narconon?
Says the family members hired so-called ghostwriters to...
And the sad thing is, nigga, you can't even say you wasn't there, nigga. You can't even say, you know why? Because here you is right here, it's your dumb ass. Here you are right here, look. It's your dumb ass right here. See? You fucked up. See? See? World literacy my ass. World literacy my ass. You ain't saw all these documentaries on these Scientologists, little scam things, y'all? Y'all ain't saw this? It's time to wake up and stop allowing yourselves to be used and abused by the so-called Democratic Party and those who wish to keep you enslaved by that because the color of your skin. Don't you know the Democratic Party is the slave owners' food? You do know that, right? You do know Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. You do know that, right? And they said Abraham freed the slaves, stupid. It's time for you to start seeing history correctly and not from a goddamn mind-controlled state of liberal, progressive mindset by the same wolves and foxes who Malcolm X was talking about. You feel me? You feel me? What I talk is fact. I don't talk fiction. I don't talk fiction. I talk fact. Fuck fiction and non-fiction. I don't know. That's trickery. Fact. Damn Democratic Party is the slave owners. Silly. Why you voting Democrat? Huh? We gonna get to that. Don't even trip. We gonna burn y'all from now on. We gonna burn y'all, demon. And they say you can't burn a demon. Shit, why? We gonna do them like Constantine. We gonna smoke a blunt. Say a prayer. Put the blunt out on their forehead right in the middle as we bind them up. Send their ass right where they need to be. Just bind them up. Just put the dot on their head. Pop. Then let me hit the blunt and then boop. Just let me sizzle that motherfucker. The final boop. You feel me? Lord have mercy. All that dancing, all that shit. Was so entertained. These are clowns. These are jesters that you guys been enslaved. People who are good at selling you dreams. You see what I'm saying? Selling dreams because they know what you want. Don't be sitting up on this computer talking about the Illuminati and all this, that Democratic Party. That's who got you and some guy. What's that shit they said? And that mindset they said, shit, I had these Negroes eating out of our hand for 400 years. Who said that? Them was Democrats, Dixiecrats. Same people who called you a super predator and you need to be put down and caged up in a private prison. You are in the hands of the agents, and I've been sent here to free you. You understand? You. I'm the Morpheus of this shit. Me and my team been sitting here to free your brain and unplug from this Democratic Party. You feel me? The clan was started by them. By the individual. And y'all sit up here and praise your own downfall. Somebody robbed from you, you've been trained to celebrate. They scamming from you, don't even worry about it. Long as your brother. That's how you've been conditioned. Never to take a stand on what's right and what's just. You've been trained that way. The same way, the very same Dixiecrats who tried to prevent us to vote. Yes, that was them. Who T.I., you see why they spend so much money on advertising to get your attention to keep you enslaved? Republicans ain't giving them, but they ain't spending that money on that rap shit to keep your ass. You vote for them. That's what you vote for. 90%. Republicans ain't been, conservatives ain't been spend no money on that shit. Vote or die. Motherfucker, look at that that ain't free. What the fuck is you talking about? Okay, bro, that's not free. You feel me? And who you are, here they gonna come. Kev Gill. Kev Gill. Man, we brothers, man. And we can't be gossiping. This ain't no gossip. This ain't none of that. This is facts. This is truth. And it's what the people been needing this whole time. You see, I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you today. See, because y'all like the illusion. See, people they love Donald Trump. See, they love him, y'all. Don't you miss a beat. They love him. Trust me. Donald Trump is the man. Before that Communist Party over there told you Negro not to, he was the man. You feel me? He was the man until y'all found out he was the serious motherfucker, didn't he? He was serious. Now you hate him, but you didn't hate him when he was doing this, did he? Huh, did he? You didn't hate him then, huh, did he? You didn't hate him then, did you? Huh? You were proud to hold this stuff up, wasn't you? Piece of shit. You niggas ain't shit. Kev, always backstabbing and buck dancing and backsliding and so forth and so on. Biggest clout chasers on earth. Type of nigga tell you to vote or die. A dime Dixiecrat, that's who. Vote or die. That's who. You don't believe me? Huh? You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Kev wrote, vote or die. Same person, communists. These people are not for you. This is intimidating tactics that should be outlawed and illegal. Vote or die? Nigga, I don't live under martial law, or do we? Every time we in a democratic, I travel this whole nation, every democratic section of the place where black people are, I bet you it's like martial law, because that's how they want it. That's how they gentrify you. That's how them Democrats take advantage of Republican and conservative tax dollars and come gentrify your ass and own your real estate. That's how it happens. Cab, roll. That's how it happens. I'm going to open up these phone lines because we got Rizza Islam. Huh? We got Rizza, right? Scamming the people. And we got all this, for all the people. Vote or die. Coffee and Kush on the air.
Hey, Kevin, this is Terry. You are absolutely right. You are hitting the nail on the hammer. We so busy worrying about Democrats and voting them in, and they never offer us anything.
Nothing.
They come to the table and they offer things to everyone else but us because they know they have our vote. It's so bad that they don't have to offer anything, and the Republicans don't even bother offering anything because they know the vote is going there.
They
And as
don't.
long as we
But
continue to
the
blindly
good
vote
thing
for
is,
them,
sister, check this out, sis. The conservatives, they just pass laws. They ain't gotta pay you, market nothing. They just gonna pass the law. It don't cost nothing. If we empower, the conservatives did a beautiful thing when they passed that law freeing up all them brothers. 5,000 through the First Step Act. Probably the most
oh
courageous
yeah,
thing ever
they could
done
have
as
did. Yes,
president, and to begin to regress and set the time back on what the Clintons did, calling us super presidents
that's
and starting the engine to get us to go to these private prisons. Chat?
That's right. That's right. That's right. That is so right. But we are too busy going into those churches. They come into the churches. They pay the churches off, give them kickbacks to try to get our votes. Them churches get buses and haul you on down there,
That's
and all
right.
you're doing is slaughtering yourself. The
That's right.
schools are getting worse. There's no more after-school programs for the kids,
That's
so
right.
they're in the streets running them up. It's crazy. They will not get my vote unless they can tell me
And
something.
nobody's talking to the conservative or just men in general about what we
That's right.
Kanye was doing as a wait a minute, we need something here. We need to bring these jobs back so we can get to these brothers and open up these resume building platforms to get these brothers back on a we need all that. So
That's right.
the hate is
That's right.
directed at Kanye for this First Step Act and hated towards Trump when this is the most powerful legislation that I, as a nigga, as a brother from South Central Los Angeles, I never even thought I would see that before. So,
You know, and
step
and and
in the right
believe me, when I
direction.
say Trump, Trump has said some things and do some things, but some of the stuff that he's passed, I can't even argue with.
No.
I can't even argue with. I know money went back into my paychecks.
You can't even argue
I'm just,
with it.
I
Damn.
can't even argue with it. I can't even argue with it. I need the Democrats to step up. Somebody, anybody,
But
step
they
up and tell
can't.
us how you can help us.
But,
They're
but,
not
but
going to.
they're not going to. They
Mm-mm.
vote. I mean, if you had a person vote 95, 85, 90% of it, you can just, well, you got them in the back pocket. You
You don't have to.
some chicken
But you
and
know
some
what? We don't
watermelon,
realize.
and they'll think they're
We don't
relatable.
realize. We don't realize how strong our vote is.
That's
Our vote
right.
was so strong. You got a black president in there. Your vote is strong enough to make them promise you and give you what you want,
That's
and we
right.
don't see it. We don't see it. We're too
And you
busy
know
just
what?
staying in that pocket.
And you know what? We've been on a we haven't been playing right down the middle. We've been
No.
side
Yep.
in this whole thing, and this one side has got. And Malcolm X warned us, said these dang progressive, these liberals, is the worst thing for the African
Oh yeah.
communities.
How about this?
And look at where we
Even
are
Martin Luther
today.
King seen it, but he didn't see it till it was too late.
Go ahead.
And when he seen that it was too late, and he realized where he was leading us to. He knew he was going in the wrong direction, but by that time it was
It
too
was too
late.
late.
It was too late.
Uh, uh, uh.
And you're hitting it on the nose. When I go to register so I can vote, I don't put Democrat. I don't put Republican because you got to earn my vote. People fail to realize you're so busy voting for the president, you better start with your city
There
councilmen,
we go,
them
sister.
judges,
That's
and
what
all
I'm
those
talking
people
about.
that's, dude,
Yo, local,
quick
y'all up here
story.
voting for the president, and you don't know that you don't voted for three strike laws. Yo,
Let me
you
give you
don't
a quick
voted your
story.
own slavery because some damn Democratic leader
Yes,
told
yes.
T.I. and don't pay him 30 grand to come sell it to you. That's what you did.
Kev, let me tell you a quick story.
Go ahead.
About a month ago, I own my own home and I have two pit bulls. My pit
Mm.
bulls jumped over the fence. One of them was registered. We hadn't gotten the other one registered yet. They're my son's dogs. So the neighbors being kind of funny because I live in a predominantly white area. End up filing so we could get in trouble behind these pit bulls. Everybody in the neighborhood got dogs. These dogs ain't gonna bite people because we have children. I have grandchildren. So we go to court. As we go into court, my son has never been arrested a day in his life. But now when it's a dog charge like that, this is considered a misdemeanor. So I'm like, that's messed up that you want to try to do this to this young black man that go to work every day, stay
Right.
out of trouble, but you want to put something on him. So as we going down to the courthouse, he's a little nervous. He says, I hope I get a black judge. We get down there. Not only did he have a black judge, but he had a black woman judge that was sitting on the bench.
Mm.
When they call his name and he's sitting there and she asked him what happened, he told him that, the dog jumped over the fence. He didn't know that the dog could jump over the fence. So what he's done to correct the error is now he has a chain that the dogs can roam the yard but can't get over the fence. So she looks, they got two cases open on them for two dogs. Now, why are you going to make two cases instead of one? So the judge asked him, did he want her to read it? He said no. So she stopped and she read it, and you can see her eyebrow go up. She looked at him. She told him, I'm only going to make you pay the $25 in court costs. Go get the tags for the other dogs, and I'm not going to charge you court costs for the other, and I'm not even going to fine you.
Yeah,
She
because it's
knew
one
that they tried
case.
to railroad him.
Yeah,
But guess
already. They try to
what?
get them two cases instead of one. Okay, we'll take the fine. But you know what?
Right.
That's why we need our people
Vote
not
your
be afraid
judges
to be in
in. That's
position
right.
because judges
Mm-hmm.
weigh with their opinion as well. You just gotta see.
Yes.
They
Yep.
a sister judge or a brother judge. You know how many times I don't went to court and said, I hope I get a brother who just kind of understand that
Yeah.
who was tripping. Like just see it a little bit. Like but then
Everybody that was coming up to her, they didn't have a job. She asked him, do you got a job? He said, yeah. She said, where you working? He said, the limited. You know, she looked. So this is a young man. You're sitting there. So you know, if this is a misdemeanor, you're looking at his record. You know, you see nothing, nothing.
Right.
She knew, but that's somebody we voted in there.
Did he get
So
a
you
hug?
start with
Did
your
he get
job.
a hug? The community.
You know they ain't giving us no hugs.
He didn't get the hug. She didn't get all the.
No, that's only for the cops.
Hold
You
up.
asking for
He
too
didn't get
much
no
now.
Bible. He didn't get no. I'm calling the Supreme Court because we all see the Bibles and we need hugs after this.
And our hair brushed.
And I need
We need to get a hug and
right.
our
I
hair
need my
brushed.
hair combed because y'all be having
That's right.
looking shitty, and she getting hairbrush. Our people come to court.
That's
Our people. Why y'all gonna throw me out there in this handcuffs? They should make it legal.
yep.
They should show you out there with a nice shirt, a nice man.
Yep, that's right.
You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying? Like it's up to the state to prove you an evil motherfucker. Yo, look, it's down
That's right.
Valley
That's
with them
that's
braids all
right.
over the place. God damn.
How about this? And his record looked better than hers, and she getting the hug, and he dead. Ain't that
Lord have
crazy?
mercy.
Now I'm gonna get off and let somebody else call in
Thank
and
you so
listen to
much,
you.
Queen.
But
It's a
you're hitting it
pleasure.
on the point.
Thank you, sister.
Bye.
Bye. And that's why I don't be worried about you weirdo guys out there who be concerned. And oh, they got girls a coon. He talking. That's how I want you, right there. Call it in, big boy. Single parent raised. Chump, call it in. Play like you play with the mother folk. Coffee and Kush, TV, you on the air.
Hi, bro. I didn't want to be on the
So
air.
bad, you on the air, cuz that was popping. You on the air, that's what's popping right
No,
now.
I'm not. Quit saying
I
that. Am I
swear to
really on the air?
God, you on the air on
Oh
my
my God.
mama.
Okay. Oh
You
God.
know what
Okay.
we
So
talking about? You know what we talking
what
about?
we
We talking
what we
about
talking about,
how
brother?
Malcolm X said the liberal party, if you vote for the Democrat, you're a traitor. Have you ever heard such a thing?
I have. I
Yeah.
have. You know, I heard that. You know, we was once a Republican party.
Oh, okay. You know a
So
little bit, a little something, something.
just a little something, something.
Hmm.
You know, you just
Yeah.
caught me on guard with all of this, brother.
I already know. I saw
But
your number. I said, yeah, it's her turn. Yeah, you want to be smart, Cotton? You know about this shit.
Oh. Okay,
Yeah.
what it do is Tosh Gills for anybody who don't even know.
That's Tosh Gills. That's Big Sis. She knocked you. It is. Look. Big Sis in the building.
Oh God, boy, you got me over here blessing because I was calling to see if you talked to Dad, but
Yeah, I talked to him. Everything is good. You feel me? What's understood?
okay,
Big black.
okay,
You
but
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
so so yeah, the Malcolm X thing. Yeah, I heard we was once like pretty much like the Republican Party and all that, but things went left and we became Democratic because of something. My mind is you just caught me off
No, that's
guard. I'm
cool.
worried about
We
my
need to
pops
get to
right
the
now,
point
but
and find out what made us turn left. You know, the
it
left
was
is what?
oh,
Democrat. So what got us
yeah.
turning left? What got it?
Oh God.
That's what I'm trying to
And I
figure
know
out
the
now.
answer to this. It
No, no,
is
no, no.
crazy because
You don't know. I don't. You know, we trying to pinpoint as a community because when we get to that point that you just got, what got us to go left to the
right.
when we
It
all
was
know
oh my
America
God.
is a republic. America is a republic,
Right.
not a democracy. And the minute you start thinking that America is something else, you're giving up her sovereignty into another something. Just like
Right.
California
Well, no, it
is a
is.
republic.
It is a republic.
Yeah.
America, especially California, we're Republican states.
And there you
But
go.
what?
We may vote Democrat mayors or whatever, but this is a republic here. That's why we passed it. We shit, nigga. Hold up. That's too many niggas in there. You know, that's too many, nigga. That's too much
Yeah,
pressure.
but it was something that made us change. I can't put my finger on it right now because I've been worried about pop.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
it was something that made us change. Something happened between Abraham Lincoln and something. Now you're gonna make me dig into my history. But it was something that transpired in that area that
Yep.
made us that made us change. And now I'm finna
Right.
go figure it out because I know the answer to it too.
All right. If
But
you know the answer, hit me back. We here all night for
I'll
it. We here.
definitely hit you back. But because I was calling you on a whole nother note, I didn't know
But
I was about
yeah,
to
I
go on
know you
air.
good. You
But
good. You good. Enjoy the
yes,
combo.
but
Enjoy the show.
yes, but keep up the good work, brother. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything that you're doing. I love you, and I love your supporters. So keep up the good work, bro. And holler at me when you get off the air, okay?
On hood. All right.
Okay.
On hood. Gotcha. Kev Rowe. Motherfuckers don't be getting no love like that from their family. That's why they be mad at me. My sister will call and say, "Boy, I love you. Why you put me on that? I love you." I was wrong with her son. He ain't got no love in his life. Kev Rowe, Gill Gang type of shit. You won't be part of my family, Hassan? No. No, sir. I'm taking my Patreon with me. Taking my Patreon with me. Democratic Party put the KKK on us. The Democratic Party is the KKK. Is them. They created it. Coffee and Kush TV 832. You on the air.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Enjoying myself. What poppin'?
Hey, man, I want to say, man, Rizza Islam is, I don't believe none of the stuff that they saying about Rizza Islam, man.
Oh, free
Rizza Islam
RZA.
for the people. He was speaking up about autism for the black kids in the community. I know that's what's going on. They trying to blackmail him, saying he ain't doing this and that. I think he was innocent for the people. He was trying to do everything for the people. I don't know what happened, but I don't believe that one bit that Rizza Islam was scamming the people. Everything I bought from him,
$3.8 million. Somebody need to talk about that, man.
hey,
Saying
everything, everything, everything I bought.
I'm entertainment here. Whatever I don't know.
Yeah,
Did it? He's innocent until proven guilty. But $3.8 million is a
nah.
hefty.
Everything I bought from Rizza, I got it. So it was
I
no
didn't
scamming,
say
man.
you didn't.
Everything.
Nobody said you didn't. He not in jail for not delivering products, my man.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that, brother. I
Yeah,
was just
G.
saying. I mean, his business was good. That's what I'm
No, it
saying.
ain't
Everything
about. You
I
don't
had.
know if his business is good. You don't know that.
Uh, well, I could say, I can almost tell. You can almost kind of tell when a person is kind of doing something shady. He was really for the people. He was out there on the floor for the community, on the field for the community, in front line. He
Sir,
wasn't doing nothing. Go ahead.
sir, that doesn't sound like you're confident. It sound like some child work. I mean, you don't feel he didn't. I mean, he in
I know.
jail for
I
three
can
point
almost
eight million
say he
dollars,
didn't.
sir. 1 second
I
now.
know.
One
I
second.
already know they
Now,
trying to black.
people
Go ahead.
been saying for quite some time that this man has been scamming the black community for. They said it's kind of checking out. So
Mhm.
you can think and feel how you want, but the state was prolonging this trial, and they pretty much just
W-
him up $100,000 bail. That's a lot of bail money you got to come up with, at least
Well,
10
of course,
grand.
speaking
And
about when you're speaking about the most dangerous thing in the black community, vaccines with
what is
autism, of
that?
course
What
they
is it?
coming after you.
What is
They
that? The
gonna
most.
come after you with anything.
You saying anything that you do and you come and you go after like autism because many stars with big money and big power is tackling autism and vaccines and he's not big enough for that. They don't go after them and get them all locked up. I mean, come on, man.
Well, hey, I wouldn't know it if it wasn't for him
I
and
don't know
everybody
what
else.
you would know.
I would.
What you know ain't got nothing to do with a court case, sir. Stop and putting yourself places where no you know. You not of legal standing, sir.
Well, I understand, but I want to say I'm with Reader.
No,
I don't
sir,
believe he
you
did
don't get
that.
a chance to say nothing. You know what? You don't know nothing. That's why. Area code 205. You on the air. What up?
What up, Cavro?
I'm here chilling. What's poppin'?
Is Rizza is he still in jail?
Don't know. Just following the news. Following what's up. I don't know. I ain't did no follow up. Don't care to do one. Just seen something come across my TV screen and sharing it with the family.
Oh, okay, brother. That's all I wanted to know.
That's it.
Appreciate it.
Why? Why? If he was in jail, what do you want to know?
Um, I really, I really I really don't think I know he about in there going crazy, man. He ain't got his phone with him. He ain't on Instagram, Facebook, man. Just with that picture I looked at, man, he looked like he was out of it, man.
But you mean that's artist work?
Yeah, you look at
so he
that
looked bad in the artist work.
that artist picked up his true look, man. I know he in there about to go crazy, man. He ain't got his phone with him. He can't get on Instagram. I'm for real, man. I don't think I feel bad for the brother. Hey, man. That's all I wanted to find out, Bob.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get to the
All
next call.
right.
What a fucking shame that is, man.
What's going on, Kev? It's Chris. And I was sitting there listening to the show, right? So just let me touch on this little Rizza Islam. And for the caller that just called in, man, you can't call into this show with your feelings. You got to come in there with facts.
Thank
the
you.
fact of the matter is, he then got put on blast. His court documents was, it wasn't like no fake paperwork. It was in the court. Anybody could have looked that up. It's been like that for years.
Yeah,
He
sir.
kept prolonging. He didn't want to address it, but he kept prolonging it. Anytime you got somebody talking fast, when you ask them simple questions, it should tell you. You know what I'm saying? He was running scams, so I understand dude called he hurt because that's his hero. But you shouldn't put that much.
For laughing, but that's so crazy, babe.
You should put so much faith in a person that you do not know. You don't know what his finances is. The dude could have been conducting bad business. So what if he gave you the you know what I'm saying, the stuff that Polite didn't give you? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make him a good businessman. That just means, you know what I'm saying, he was on it with that. So I do, I don't wish the brother though jail time, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like if you could go back and pay those people or do something to give them their money back, then that's fine. And on the other topics, you know what I'm saying? Like, Kev, you're doing a good job opening these people's eyes to like what Democrats been doing for years is just like they looking at us like we suckers.
Right.
And I think people, like if you took out, you know what I'm saying, like if you made the audience or just took a survey and asked them how did they vote and don't put the label of Democrat and Republican, a lot of people will be surprised how conservative that they are and they don't even realize it. Right. And they just so caught up in celebrities and all these people. But my thing is like, stop. These celebrities are benefiting from the things that they're telling you not to do. At the end of the day, they're in a different tax bracket. You don't see them telling people that they giving money back or anything like that. They're benefiting from these things. So you know what I'm saying? They don't want that party. It's like the Republican years ago said they would love the black vote, but they don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know that it's going to go to the Democrats.
Yeah, and they've been fighting without the black vote for so long. Nigga know how to maneuver a little bit without the fucking black vote.
And then when you get the ones that are conservative, like myself, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a little bit edgier. Right. You get called different names, and it's like when you just sit down, and people will sit down and just go over the policies, you will really shock yourself and just stop giving away your vote. Make these people work for that stuff. They already know. They're going to shuck and jive and get your vote, and then they're going to do these campaigns like Rock the Vote, Vote or Die, and all this other stuff and make it into like this party. And my thing is, I have a small child. My daughter's 16. I ain't got time to be playing around, you know what I'm saying, with her well-being and her future like that.
Right.
And I think like
ain't a party. And we've been conditioned to think that it has been a party for far too. It's not. Voting is a responsibility. And if you don't, like you said, if you don't put Democrat or Republican and just put the policy, you'll be shocked who you really want to vote for around this place. Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you another fact that like why I like with this administration. I don't know Trump personally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm indifferent about his personal shit. But I do know that my friends that got felonies, they working on these oil refineries. You know what I'm saying? And due to these laws that are changing and allowing them to get good paying jobs, I know people with bachelor's and master's degrees that don't even get paid like some of my friends that have felonies. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's real opportunities that's being open, but people be so blinded because of the hate of a person that they don't know. Like that's politics is politics. You know what I'm saying? It's a dog and pony show. You know what I'm saying? Leave
Some of
that
these
shit
people,
alone.
you gotta disattach from a lot of people because I'm
Right.
getting. It's like, bro, even some black folk is like they can look and be like, oh, that's a racist white man. You look, it's a damn truck driver with a flannel jacket with an AM PM coffee. It's like, what? If you
Right.
talk to him,
Right.
he probably sound like a regular gamer or something. He just got a beard, they got a truck driver. That doesn't mean a motherfucker is a racist or none of that shit. So we gotta like really put our
I
brakes
just wish
down. Go
people
ahead.
would really understand like government, like how you broke the shit down. Like you can't get mad at the top when you're not taking care. But if you ain't attending no city council meetings in your own neighborhood, you ain't got nothing to argue about. Cause that's where it's gonna start. You know what I'm saying? And like at the lower level, that's the shit that's gonna affect you and your kids and shit like that, and where you live and stuff like that. So it's just like when the lady that called and she was talking about seeing a black judge. That's the shit that we gotta push the youth to go into, so we won't
Into
be,
into being a
right,
judge
and
and
then
into these things so they can feel that, so they can know
right.
because law is law and they're all held accountable will be just following the law. It all goes back to the people and how they play the system. Go ahead.
Right, right. And then on top of that, it's like, I hate jury duty, but I understand its importance. When I was young in my 20s, I didn't care about it. I tried to get out of that thing, but it's like some real good people whose lives are on the line and dependent on us, involving ourselves into that system. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we got to start including ourselves in everything. We are a smart people. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to start showing ourselves that we can be included and come to the table and stop letting these people such as like a Rizza or a Umar speak for us
And
when
it's not
what I'm
all
saying. We're
black.
not gonna.
It's not all
No,
black, and we are black, so we can identify them clearly. But
right,
the
right, right.
different marketing strategies for different people just around this whole
No,
idea
no,
that
yeah,
you can
yeah.
get over on the people. Go ahead.
I'm specifically doing that because that's what is being
Yeah,
targeted from
and
the,
we and
you know
we
what
and
I'm
we
saying?
know
The,
these people. We actually
yeah,
can
but
see these motherfuckers.
from the so-called fucked up rap community. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just like we got to stop looking at these people as leaders because they clearly ain't on the level that you think that they are. They out for
Right.
self and stuff like that. So that's all I just wanted to say. But you're doing a good job, man.
Well, thank you. Are we gonna continue to do a good job here? Thank you a lot, Chris, for that call.
No problem.
My man, Hawthorne, California, is always in attendance here on the Coffee and Kush show, as well as a lot of people in Cali function with Kev Gill. Shout out to the people who here, just in the chat room, just around, just listening. Shout out to y'all, man. We in the building. Where we at in the show? He was talking about Rizza. I'm on these Democrats and how they maintain supremacy over the Afro American and keeping them condensed mentally and breastfeeding them is only gonna make this situation worse. Trust me, I'm a part of the them. Trust me. Kev, Rowe are nothing. That's a horrible sketch. And that man, they really worked Rizzo with that sketch, man. They got his hair all bucked off. There's a rap. He ain't got Instagram. He fucked up in there. The money part is between RZA and the state of California. That's it, bro. Bro, listen, bro. RZA and co-defendants, that's all with the state. That's defrauding the state, the taxpayer, the people of California. You can think what you think, but the cause and effect is in motion. None of us can do nothing about it, but talk about it. That's all we can do. So that's on you. If you want to feel like, oh, I stand with, that's on you. I don't know, and I don't give a damn who you stand with, because it ain't gonna mean nothing. That shit don't mean nothing. In reality, I stand, that's just some little word in the chat room. Coffee and Kush TV. Let me see if I can get an extra call up in here. Real quick, real quick. This should be good. Let me see. Mm, mm, mm. All right, I'm gonna give my man a call. See what he was calling me 30 times. Let's get up on it right now. Let's see who this is. Paying for taxes is a scam. Okay, good. You ain't saying nothing useful though. A crime
Kev,
ain't reasonable. Coffee and Kush TV, Puerto Rican Cuz, New York, in the building. What's poppin'?
Kev, I don't even know where to start, bro. It's too much. It's too much, bro.
Mm.
It's too much. You catching bodies after bodies, bro.
Is that what's going on? We
You
catching bodies out here. What's going on out here? I mean, we rock.
you a serial YouTube killer. You a serial YouTube killer.
Don't make no sense. We handling Rizza and the Democratic Party, but we gonna stick on. Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Well, you know what's alarming to me, Kev, is that knowing that people like us, like that don't have the millions of dollars that
That's right.
other people have, could have this information and know that this guy was dealing in this manner months ago. Like you talked about this months ago. You know what I'm saying? Before
Yes, sir.
even it was before the news even caught up to you.
Before
You know what I'm saying?
Channel 7 picked this up, there were Kev.
And this.
Do you understand the power we hold here and how much we be on? We ahead of time, bro. Do you know that?
And shout out to everybody in the fraud department. I'm the fraud department director. We've been working hard for the role right now. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't sleep, we don't rest until
We
we get the
don't
truth
bend,
out.
we don't fold, or none of trade way like a motherfucker.
10 toes down, man. You already
She
know.
say puede. She say puede.
It's not on you, it's in you. You know what I'm saying? You
Talk
know
that
what I mean?
shit.
But
Talk that shit.
you
you, you the funniest Latino I know. My man said it's not on you, it's in you. How you feeling? Blessed, blessed, I'm blessed,
yo,
bro.
that's a
That's
little,
what's.
yeah. But yo, Kev, man, I can't help but think, right? Because I want to, just to stay on top of, me and you, especially you, you don't have as much resources that we would want you to have. And you caught into this information before, these big media branches caught up to it. You know what I'm saying? So could somebody like Nipsey that had the money, had the resources, had the ears to the street, could it have been RZA that he told, yo, you can't be around here because you scamming the people? You know, could that be the case? That you can't be around here, man. You scamming the people. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I just
The
want to throw that out
paperwork
there.
on you is coming out, homie.
And you think somebody like Nipsey that was in tune to the streets, in tune to everything, and knowledgeable, if we knew about it, of course he knew about it. Come on,
Wow.
let's you know what I'm saying? So I just want to throw that out there, you know what
Damn.
I'm
Well,
saying?
once we
Because
get back to the Nipsey thing, make sure we keep that up. See, we talking.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
Nipsey was talking to this clown when he said, "Nigga, it's paperwork on you, homie. This ain't for the community. This shit. Maybe that's a $3.8 million scam. I don't know, but that's something, G. That's something to
And you
look at, G."
and this is why Malcolm X,
And he was the one
said
of the
that.
first. See, that's Nipsey Hussle conspiracy night. I'm gonna invite Yuckmouth over to come over and talk to me about it. How's that?
Talk that shit. Talk
Talk
that
that shit.
shit,
That's
Kev.
my
I
brother. I
see
ain't got no more beef with my brothers out here. I'm gonna invite
I see
everybody on
yo
this mud.
I see Sonetta was in the chat, man.
Yeah. Peace,
Come
peace
to
to
the road.
Sarnetta. Peace to Sarnetta. I see him in the chat. That's my OG
Come
right there. Called me the gang. That's King
come to
Sot
the
right
road,
there
man.
with his
Just
nephew
come to the
Rob
road,
Prophet. Them
man.
the homies right there.
We come to the road, man. That's all I'm saying. But Kev, we got some bigger fish to fry, man.
Go
When it
ahead.
comes down to this politics, you
Go
know,
ahead.
I just want to touch up on something because the crime bill, right?
Right.
The crime bill is basically just
Hold on,
took
Puerto
everybody.
Rican cuz. Hold up before you do anything. You can put an emoji up like this all you want, cause I sold Sachetta. He can come fuck with the road. You can do a look up, you can do a look back, a eye roll, you can do a eye flip. Don't make me no different. Don't make me no different. You think I like to beef with people? I don't like to beef with nobody. I'm a cool ass nigga. I like to debate and talk shit. And Sachetta love it.
Mm,
He love it.
mm.
See, Sonetta know the liberal card. He know what they want over there. And we can have a dialect so you can look this way, that way, up and down. I can talk to all my people. All of them. Trust me. Care, bro.
Oh, all of a sudden, he's saying that you want to be like him. Come
Who?
on, man.
Who?
Stop it.
Who said that?
That's what he said on the chat, that you want to
Oh,
be like him so bad.
he feel the same. Sachetta know what this. I never know what this is. You know what I'm saying? He won't,
So,
give him that. Sometimes you got to get an OGs with it. Yeah. You the man,
but,
Jill. You the man. You did it. You taught me. There it
yeah.
is. Own it. You created it.
So,
Enjoy it.
so,
Go
so,
ahead.
Kev, look. You know how you called it yesterday. You said that the South is really the South is really run by
The
the
Dixiecrats,
Democrats that are the
remember. The
Southerners.
Dixiecrats.
Yes, yes. So I want somebody. I want the chat to do their homework on this guy named Jack Brooks. Now, Jack Brooks
Jack
was
Brooks? Who's Jack Brooks?
Jack Bruce is a
Jack
House
Bruce.
of Representative. He was a House Judiciary Committee. He was in charge of that, and he was basically the one that presented the '94 crime bill. Now, the '94 crime bill, you know what it did? It
The
just
94
put
crime
the
bill. So he presented the 94 crime bill in which the Clintons appreciated very much so. But so what's his name again?
yeah
So people can hear it.
Jack Brooks. Jack Brooks.
Jack
Now,
Brooks. He drafted up the 94 crime bill. Go ahead. Jack.
and I know. And I know, when I said that he's from Texas, people gonna say, "Well, he's a Republican. He's a Republican."
Right. He's from
No, guys,
Texas.
this
Right.
this guy was a Democrat.
He was a
He was
Democrat, you say?
he was a Democrat from
Who
Texas, guys.
drafted up the 94 crime bill.
From Texas, a Democrat. I'm gonna say it again, a Democrat from Texas that presented this crime bill and got a pass with the help of Joe Biden, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow.
But he was the one that put prison industrial complex on steroids. The spike went up to, with the help of Hillary Clinton, like you said, the Clintons, it spiked up from being just outrageous. Locking up everybody, breaking down
After the crime
families.
bill, all that. So that's okay. Go ahead. Continue on.
So I want people to understand this. Slavery, the plantations was in charge by the Democrats back then. So now what we have here, guys, is the modern day slavery
Hold up.
presented to you
Hold up.
by
The
the Democrats.
Democrats was involved. They were the plantation owners. See, in our minds, Confederate is the dudes with the beards, with the hats, who drive trucks, who walk around talking about, yes, sir. Yeah. Anyway, Bob. Anyway, they think them the goddamn racist dudes and the Southerners who just want you to believe. But the real dudes, the real Dixiecrats, the real Southerners who Abraham Lincoln had to go whoop their ass with your friend was them. Them right there. Go ahead.
And basically the Democrats was in charge of the plantations back then. So now and then the Republicans freed the slaves with Abraham Lincoln, as we all know. So now you go back. Now you go forward to modern day. Right here, in 1994, Bill Clinton is the president. You got Jack Brooks that produced the bill, and then Bill Clinton to sign off on the bill. So we have the Democrats repeating history again by bringing modern day slavery and having different plantations in each state, which
So
means
as
prison.
the black man, slow down, we got time. So as the black man said, we live in modern day slavery all over again because these jails and stuff, they really talking about the legislation that their democratic slave owners been doing. See, you are the coon in the movie The Django. I'm the Django and you the coon. You who stuck
The traitor.
under
The traitor.
them over there who bust you up every 4 years. Now, before you continue on, Puerto Rican cut out of New York. I'm gonna let them peoples hear exactly what Malcolm X said and what he called the people who vote for these types of individuals. Correct? Let's listen
Go right ahead.
real quick,
Go right
if you
ahead.
don't mind. Thank you,
Yeah, yeah,
sir.
go right ahead.
This is the great Malcolm X.
22 million black victims of Americanism are waking up, and they're gaining a new political consciousness, becoming politically mature. And as they develop this political maturity, they're able to see the recent trends in these political elections. They see that the whites are so evenly divided that every time they vote, the race is so close, they have to go back and count the votes all over again. And which means that any block, any minority that has a block of votes that stick together is in a strategic position. Either way you go, that's who gets it. You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse.
You in position to determine who's in the White House and who stays in the White House. Now check this. You want to know how they trick you into staying in the doghouse while they stay in the White House? All right, we on down, Puerto Rican. Let Malcolm get to it.
You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. You're the one who sent Kennedy to Washington. You're the one who put the present Democratic administration in Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House.
Now hold up. Malcolm X just identified what my sister went back and researched. Now whatever she find, Malcolm X already identified with this statement. Now my point was earlier, when, Sarnetta, right, sir? When did this happen? That was the question. Malcolm just answered it right now. Let's listen.
In Washington, D.C. The whites were evenly divided. It was the fact that you threw 80% of your votes behind the Democrats that put the Democrats in the White House. When you see this, you can see that
and they ain't looked back since, nigga.
The Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last.
They put you right back first, last, right around voting season. Here you come again. Here you come. Every voting season, here come Jay and them. But
because you're a chump. A political chump. In Washington, D.C., in the House of Representatives, there are 257 who are Democrats. Only 177 are Republicans. In the Senate, there are 67 Democrats. Only 33 are Republicans. The party that you bash controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise.
Do you know how the Senate and the House of Representatives and the presidency work? Until you do, shut the fuck up when Donald Trump is doing something. Jeez, but we let Malcolm
talk to you, because you're a chump. You're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Let him say it again. One more
the
time.
House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you.
Grown man bars, nigga.
Because you're a chump.
You're a chump. You're a chump. Watch what he tell him right here. Watch
Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you are dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
You're a traitor to your own race. That's what you is. You're a traitor to your race. That's what you is. According to the honorable, the ever honorable Malcolm, the best man alive, X punk. Now go ahead, Puerto Rican cut.
So basically, Kev, that was some powerful stuff right there. So what I wanted to say, Kev, is just a recap of what I just said was that back then the Democrats put us on chains in our ankles. Then the Republicans freed us from the chains on our ankles.
Go
So
ahead.
now, so modern day, 1994, the Democrats put us back chains on our ankles, right?
Right?
And now the Republicans with Trump are taking the chains
Chains
off our ankles
off
again.
your
But
ankles
look,
again. Wait, the people didn't catch what you said. Grown ass bars. Now we gonna play battle rap in the political round. See, hey, listen, conservatives out here, you want to relate to us? This is how you do this shit, and we're gonna run that back. Okay, we're gonna run that back.
rewind,
Rewind and
rewind.
double back and tell them again, brother. Damn.
All right, so the Democrats put put us on chains back then. Abraham Lincoln and Republican parties freed us from the chains that the Democrats put. Now moving up to modern day 1994 with the crime bill, the Democrats put us back in plantation.
Right.
They put us back. I'm gonna say it again. They put us back in plantation,
Go ahead.
and now 2019, the Republicans are freeing us from the plantation
Again,
again.
you want to be on some
I,
freeing and releasing right now on Sonetta? Well, check this out. Let's play the game. Let's play the game.
so Kev,
Republicans
hold up.
free
What?
you, and you walk your ass right back into slavery and tell them you's racist. You know how that dumb that you look so dumb right now, like the song say. Go ahead.
So the First Step Act, Kev, was actually introduced in April, right? It was finalized in April. So guess what was happening? Guess what Vlad TV and these other
Hold up.
uh,
So
uh,
Vlad TV. So when was the draft finalized? Will you say when the Trump? What you say? The first step act that Donald Trump signed into the law of the land, freeing you niggas, and y'all want to give it to Z and
April
Miguel.
2019, Kev. April
April of
2019.
2019. Tell me what the internet was researching. My ever beloved Sir Lancelot. Tell me, fuck these niggas was on the internet doing, sir.
What they was doing, they got to work, Kev, because they needed to put out the
They
fire,
needed
put out
a
the truth.
distraction. Hold up, we gonna do this right. Press one if you ready to hear what the if you can tell me what the fuck Vlad and the rest of these chunks was distracting you, huh? You want to see some distraction? I'ma tell you, you mind controlled and you don't know nothing. Now, what when Trump was passing and writing the goddamn step act and signing that into law. What was y'all talking about on this internet? Cause anybody in this chat room tell me. Don't say nothing. Puerto Rican Sir
Yeah.
Lancelot. That's your new name. Sir
Yo, Kev,
Lancelot.
not only Vlad, Hot 97,
Hot
Power,
97. Who else?
Charlemagne the God. I
Charlemagne
mean,
the God. Who else?
anybody
Everybody.
that you follow, they was on it. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
That they, so you could know. See, chat. And me and Kev, we need y'all to know who the players are, so you can understand the game and play for yourself.
That's
You know
right.
what I
No,
mean?
you know what? They don't want to play the game. They want Kev to beat these niggas up. So this is what we gonna do. We gonna follow the rules of
Yeah.
war, strategy, telekinesis, and follow the rules in which Pac laid
He,
down and show y'all exactly the rules and how to play this
Kev,
game.
when we tell them this is gonna just be like, they gonna understand how they work once we tell them. So, chat, put it in the chat, y'all.
I want to see what was they talking about.
Has
Sonetta,
anybody got
know
it?
where you at,
Anybody got
Sonetta? Do you know what y'all was this? Well, not y'all, cause you just doing your shit. But I'm saying, you know what they was talking about, sir? We'll send you a free coffee and Kush sweatshirt courtesy of the rope. We'll send you one.
All your favorite YouTubers,
All
what
your
they was
favorite
talking.
YouTubers, y'all was all on it. See, y'all want to see the work of the row? R. Kelly.
Nah, they missing it. They missing
They really be pulling numbers though. So, let it go ahead. Go ahead and tell these folk what
So what
that
what
exactly they were looking for.
so what these entities, these distractions, what they were doing, the Charlemagne the God, the Vlad TV, what they were doing was basically interviewing the Central Park Five. Now
Say it
the
again.
Central
Say it
Park
again.
the
Say it again.
the Central the Central Park Five,
The
which you did a
Central
show,
Park Five distraction.
which Kev, you did a show on already, so you
Yeah.
already covered it.
We already
You
covered
already
the propaganda tactic.
you already went in on them. But let me tell you, let me put the puzzle together so they could see. Now the Central Park Five, the famous thing that followed the Central Park Five was that Donald Trump said they deserved the death penalty.
That was
So
everybody was saying. Donald Trump, you was like you was saying they deserved the death penalty, and you was saying, and it was all over the news. It was on Channel 7. And they were like, yeah, and the Central Park Five are the ones that Donald Trump said that even though Hillary Clinton and them was the one who called super predator, and they wrote the crime bill by who? What's his name again?
Jack Brooks.
Jack Bruce. Clinton and them friend who wrote the crime bill. So y'all can
Jack
get at
Brooks.
Trump for
Google it.
playing a
Google it.
political game if you want to, but they the one who wrote the crime bill. Yeah. I'm finna be president. Go ahead, bro.
So the reason why they was bringing the Central Park Five was so they could forget about the First Step Act, so they could put in their minds that Donald Trump wished death on these five kids.
That's
So they was
right.
using that. They was using that to stop the plantation, to kill the plantation, because Donald Trump, the First Step Act was to release us from the shackles. You know what I'm saying? To release us from the shackles, so women won't have to have shackles when they giving birth. This is how demonic these people are,
Yeah,
bro.
look. I'm putting it up. His name is Jack Brute. Oh, that's Hassan girl. I didn't mean to have her still up, my nigga. Ooh, that's my boo. Hassan girl. We had fun with her today, boy. She was over here twerking and all that. But look, bro, look. His name is Jack Brooks. That's what it is, not Bruce. HR3355 by Jack Brooks, October 26, 1993. Okay, now I got it up. Okay, cool. All right,
Right.
cool. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, bro.
So this is what they do, to use these distractions to throw it on Donald Trump and make him look like a bad guy. Now, at the end of the day, Donald Trump could say what he wanted to say because he didn't have office. Now, one point when he was a citizen, so he got the right to say whatever the hell he pleased. He was an entertainer. He was in movies. He was in shows. This is what
Hey
entertainers
man,
do.
title. I know you're getting on that, but it's a codification. This status large. Look, Jack Brooks, but look, public health and social welfare.
And I want the people to really think about.
Wow. Now I understand exactly what's going on here. When we put this into perspective, this is more. These people are really enslaving Afro Americans mentally and
Right.
physically. And by
Right.
records and who's forcing these people to make these raps up like this and stuff like that, I'm starting to get a grander idea about this whole situation. This is really a dire situation when you're thinking like this. Go ahead.
And then this is what Pac, when he was in Philadelphia in front of the panel, he was like, you could look down the line and there's no man in the neighborhood. How we gonna provide and there's no man here? How we gonna feed our kids and there's no man? Because the Democratic Party took him out with
The,
the
the,
with
the
with this
Democratic Party with Candace Owens, the Democratic Party calls the social economic crash of the Aboriginal, the AADOS, and brown and copper tone people of the Americas just declined. And they
and it
and got drugs and all of this other stuff in replacement, entertainment and vote or die, but not go reach for the stars. I mean, you can say what you feel, but no legislation towards that. Go ahead, man.
But this is the biggest money scheme ever, Kev. This is why they keep this on in the dark. They want us to vote Democratic, but these rich people that we talked about, the TIs, the Diddy's, they vote Republican in closed doors
Hell yeah,
because
they vote Republican.
they vote Republican in
And
closed doors. Look,
T.I. admitted to taking advantage of Republican tax breaks and brought it up to Candace like, I don't, but we can't even get, nigga, you take advantage of the tax breaks, fool.
that's
You
right.
was a
That's
Republican, you was a
right.
conservative.
That's right. And then took advantage of the laws of the laws of the land and had 30 something guns and got out and only did a year and a day
That you right
because
about.
he's rich. He has money. He lives a conservative lifestyle.
Now let me
But
show you this.
talk,
Let me show you this. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all the difference between real and fake, okay? This Obama with them niggas in jail giving hugs, and I'm gonna let one of y'all out of three go. This is legislation being signed into order, into law of the land to let these folk go with these old weak ass charges. See, this is a photo op by the Democratic Party, huh? This is reality, goddammit. You understand? You know what the First Step Act is, fool? Call in Kush TV, man. Talk that shit, King. Go ahead.
so another thing I want to touch on, Kev, is you remember that Trump had a lot of flack because he went down to Puerto Rico during that hurricane, and the Puerto Rican people was like, yo, and Rock Nation, Fat Joe, they was all getting on Trump. Oh, why he's not helping? Why he's not giving money? What the media did not tell the general public was that there was like a small revolution in Puerto Rico. They stole over $10 billion. The politicians were stealing all the money. So
Mm.
Trump didn't want to give Puerto Rico any money until the people stand up and notice. They noticed that the politicians, the so-called the Democrats, were stealing all the
Was
money,
stealing
sir.
all the money like Haiti. Where the money go?
So this again. Trump, oh man, I mean, I'm voting Republican. I'm sorry, there's no way around it. And I'm not telling anybody to do what I'm doing. All I'm giving you is the information, the facts.
Is
You know what
that
I'm saying?
is
That the
that your
Democrats.
first? Is that your first time? Well, we gonna see because I'm gonna try to get a Republican on. I'm gonna try to find some more real African American Republican conservatives so I can hear some more talk upon and not slander and rhetoric. I
Kev,
want to hear
Kev,
the truth about
Kev,
the
let me
2020
ask you a
election.
question.
Go ahead.
Kev, let me ask you a question. The stop and frisk in what state was it legalized? What state was it legalized? And it was against the Constitution. What state was it? Can you guess for me?
New York, probably
New York City, a blue state,
a
a blue
Democratic
state.
state.
And they had stop and frisk. Now, stop and frisk, for those that don't live in New York City, is a cop sees you and he feels like you have something because, they look at the baggy jeans, the clothes, the all this other stuff. And this is the way we feel comfortable. We feel comfortable in. They could just search you and do whatever they want to you and stuff like that. So there was a lot of people, and it's fun. This is funny because Jay-Z did a documentary about a kid that couldn't afford to get out of jail, and he's over here putting them kids in jail, but he does a documentary about a kid that couldn't afford bail. The irony, behind this
That's
this
public
clubhouse.
perception. That's to create a public perception when you're doing the opposite in real life. See, people believe in Jay Z and don't know this weak nigga be doing the alternative in the background like most people do. They use things for photo ops and for people to think highly of them that enables them in the background to have more power, get more money, and whatever, blah, 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 blah. But
But and this is where I go back to California. California has one of the largest prison industrial states. Am I right or wrong, Kev?
right,
Okay, so what would you think that, with the assassination of Nipsey and saying that the 40s is doing this and we need to do this and the enemy and all this? What would you, what would happen if there would have been just complete chaos? It would have
uh,
been martial law.
it would have
It
been
would have
martial
been
law. And what
it
Donald
would have
Trump
been
put in, it would have tried to reverse what Donald Trump just did. There we
exactly
go. We in the right
ex,
place. We in a whole nother
exact
league, baby boy. I love you, dog.
exactly.
That's why I love you, dog, because you gonna keep it 100 and we gonna get to the meat and potatoes of these conversations. Go ahead.
Exactly. So that's where you got that talk about the enemy this, the enemy that. They were doing experiments downtown. The army and this and all. But the only army that was out there in Slauson was you guys, the N.O.I, marching across, with your little formations and all that. It was only you guys. The army that didn't even go down there. It was you guys. So this is what I'm saying is they had a plan to turn California upside down. And if it wasn't for people like yourself, Kev, to giving us the real
Wait a
news,
minute now.
California.
When this whole thing went down, and everybody was saying, "Please, LA, don't shoot each other. Don't do another riot, please. Remember, we pray, please. Remember that I was on the air saying, "Nah, this ain't right, G."
So,
Is trying to
Kev,
make us do
Kev,
something because this
Kev,
guy
can I
is
give you a
spreading
timeline?
propaganda right now. They was trying to create a war. They was trying to create straight chaos.
Kev, Kev, yo, can I give you a timeline right now?
Go
Can I give
ahead.
you a timeline?
You free to go, sir.
All right. Nipsey got killed on the 31st, right?
Go ahead.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost 90% sure the crime bill was signed April 1st.
Wait.
Jesus
Nipsey got killed when?
Christ. It was signed April 1st, if I'm
When
not
did Nipsey get
mistaken. I
killed?
could.
Nipsey got killed when?
It wasn't on right before April. I remember it was right
When
before
is
April.
Nipsey death? Oh shit.
It was the 31st.
Bitch in the Matrix, bitch.
They coded. They
Decoded.
coded Puerto Rican.
I
Once
ain't never fucking
again,
Matrix, bro.
hold up, Kev. Don't hang up. I don't want to rush this. Hold on. Oh my.
Yeah, bro. April Fools, bitch.
What was it called?
Ain't no April Fools. Ain't no April Fools. We got it.
What was it? When was it? What was the name of the act against
Bro,
Steph? Keep forgetting.
bro, do you know what level we just fucking. Bro, this is insane, bro. I gotta
Kev,
smoke a Newport. Anybody out there got a Newport? I gotta take a walk. Newport. I don't believe what the fuck we just did right now.
Kev, it just came to me, bro. It
I
just
know.
came to me, bro.
I know.
It just came to me.
There was no other way for that to happen. April Fools, motherfucker.
Kev, oh my God,
Attention.
I got the chills
Your
right now, Kev.
attention is very valuable. Now you see why they try to stop the road, baby? We more powerful than we thought we were. Listen, fam. That's why they had to control the narrative. That's why everybody was feeding off.
Kev, what was the law
Nigga, the
call again?
truth. We the
What was
truth,
the
G. Go ahead.
Kev? What was the act called again? Step
The
what?
First Step Act.
Hold on. I gotta get this because oh man.
I need a fucking cigarette, bro.
First, yeah, I need a blunt. I need a blunt.
I gotta go get some blunts, but I need a cigarette. I don't,
Oh my God.
I don't believe this.
my God. It's crazy.
What was they distracting us from? Riri, you hear that? That's way out.
They, Kev, they actually was trying to stop this from happening,
They was
Kev.
trying to stop this from happening.
Oh my God, this is crazy, yo.
This is right though. This is good. I need a cup of coffee, a Newport, and a couple blunts. This is great. This is beyond the Matrix with Kev Gill. I love it.
You know exactly when Donald Trump went to the State of the Union to address it. It was in February 2019. It was around the same time. This is around the same timeline. The next month was March, and in April I feel like I got passed. I'm almost sure of it. Still looking for it.
Oh, we that's the code, bro. We broke me and you, Puerto Rican. Nigga, we cracked like 10 codes that people don't even know. This is one another code and a nigga just what? This is like me and this dude been on a spiritual psychosis.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
Y'all
you.
better
Yeah,
watch
it
out
was.
for us
Listen,
for the Leo
it was.
and this Aries over here. They tearing shit up. You feel?
Yeah, it's the Lion and the God of War, baby. You already know.
We over here just, you know what I'm saying? We on some other, it almost get like, wait a minute, because the shit we figured out yesterday was insane. That's on another level, but this is so, it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, bro. Like he Trump went to the State of the Union in February 5th. February 5th, right around the right is right. All that is in the same timeline. Is boom, 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 boom. Everything is basically all together, man. It's crazy, yo. This is nuts, bro. Nuts.
Political assassination of Nipsey Hussle, the major distracted, decoded with Cab Rowe and Sir Lancelot, King Arthur and Sir Lancelot.
This is crazy. But Kev, this goes to tell you, look, that the blue states are really it's upside down. The
Bro, this
blue
is
states are really the
insane.
red states,
We hitting the people with
and
too
the
much
red
stuff.
states
We
is
just
really the
told them
blue
that the
states.
Democrats was really the dictator. We just hit them with that. That's a whole nother level of info. So that's, I don't want to get lost in it, but this is insane, even relating the Nipsey Hussle thing with the distraction. Remember, this is about the freeing of the children of the Most High. Let my people go.
Mm, I'm telling you, Kev, this is some.
This is
It's crazy.
more. You really have to see what I'm talking about here. This is on another level of
Remember, they
understanding,
put
bro.
us in
Yeah, this uh this is
they and they put us in shackles. The Republicans freed us from the shackles, and then they put us in shackles again in 1994, and now in 2019, Trump released the shackles again. So this is we got to
Let
understand
me take a
who
call.
we're
Let me
really
take a
voting
call.
for.
Let me see what the people want to say. Let me take a call. Stay on the line.
All right,
Stay
do your
right
thing,
there. Stay
Kev.
right there. All right, yeah. I'm gonna
All
call
right.
you right back. I'm gonna call you back. I want to see what the people say. Coffee and Kush TV on the air.
Okay, so the Nipsey Hussle died March 31st. Because I remember because Poopy's birthday was March 30th,
Go
and
ahead.
Donald Trump had a ceremony for the first bill for the First Step Act April 1st
Wow.
of 2019.
Wow.
So yeah, so that was just to fill in the gaps for you and Puerto Rican cuz because I'm sitting here listening to you guys go back and forth. So I started doing a little research. And I remember Nipsey Hussle's death because it's only been 2 times in my life. And you know how I'm connected to the atmosphere and to
Right,
spirits
right,
and
right.
to our nephew passed away. His birthday, his birthday is March 30th, and Nipsey Hussle got killed the next day.
The next day. So a
The
nigga,
next
so
day,
when I say
and
when y'all people don't realize I'm in tune, nigga in tune, whole family.
absolutely,
So when I was with I was with Eb over there where she be at, and we had a whole discussion about that whole thing. That was spiritual, and
absolutely,
now we know well that's just on that level of being in tune, family member losing family ones and loved ones out here in these streets, and then that brother passing when it did, and a brother was already in tune with
right. Because see, what people don't
psychosis.
understand
So
is that what people don't understand that Nipsey Hussle's death was more than just a death. The paradigm actually shifted then, and the atmosphere shifted. Um, And I've only felt that one other time in my life, and that's when our nephew got killed. So when Nipsey Hussle got killed, the whole paradigm shifted. You felt it in the atmosphere, like it just wasn't right. Things like you guys were saying, like things, shit just was not right. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a shift in the atmosphere. And then the very next day is when Donald Trump had the ceremony for the First Step Act on April 1st. So I just wanted to get that out. And I
so
don't know
we
if you
gonna we
had
gonna
got that message,
no
huh?
we go, yeah I'm a link up with you after the show. Don't even trip.
Okay, no, I was saying I don't know if you had got that message about going back a little bit earlier when you was talking about what made the blacks start voting Democrat, and it was because of Truman, because we were Republicans at first, and piggybacking off of what Puerto Rican cuz was talking about, the Republicans did free the slaves and stuff, so we were majority Republicans, and it wasn't until Truman came in, he was Democrat, and he got 77% of the votes, the black vote, because he wanted to make black lynchings illegal. He wanted to make racial injustice in the military because we were serving in the
He had
military.
great selling points.
Right. He had great selling points and everything. So that's what made us 77% of blacks turn Democratic.
Lord have mercy.
So yeah, so I just wanted to fill in the blanks. I'm gonna
Well, thank
go
you for
take care of
that
some
one. That
stuff.
would have took all night for us to get. Good looking, sis.
So you know, I'm
But
in tune.
so
I'm tuning in and out, taking care of stuff. But yeah, like I said, the paradigm shifted. You know, when Nipsey Hussle got killed and
for
stuff, it's
sure.
just
Yeah, we're
everything
gonna get
wasn't
into
right.
that. We're gonna get into that because I like
Right,
what you just said, and I
right.
want that to be the basics of
Okay, but
where
I
we're
just
looking
wanted
at. Thank you, sis.
to piggyback off his timeline. That was it. And that was all. But you guys, have a good night. Love
Good
you, bro.
looking.
Gotta go.
Hey, much love. Sisters Gills on this bitch. 832, you in the building. What's up?
What's up, Coffee and Tish, man? It's your boy again, man. Hey,
Huh?
what's going on? What happened with our brother Joshua Brown? How you feel about that?
I'm not talking about Joshua Brown. I'm talking about something more greater than that. There's a lot of old channels you can call that's talking about Joshua Brown. That ain't what I'm talking about tonight, sir.
Oh, okay, okay. I was just okay. So tell me more about the first step act.
No, sir. You do how you a grown ass man. You go tell yourself. You get in front of the class and you spread some knowledge. You didn't hear the young lady? The hell is you
Oh, okay, okay.
the sister
I'm
with
good. I'm
that
just trying
knowledge,
to.
sir? Sir, go pull
Okay.
your pants up and blow your goddamn nose before you call my show, sir. Little ass boy. Don't blow your nose. You want me to do it for you. Just like a goddamn Democratic raised county building serving ass nigga. Shame of the goddamn day, nigga.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Damn right it's a shame. Grown ass man want another man do what he can do with the same computer phone everybody else in the world got.
Shame.
Nigga probably eating up all the Cheerios. No, I'm just playing, bro. Just chill out, bro. Go do your thing, study, bro, and blow your nose. Blow your nose, D. Them is women making more better points than you, and you wonder why you can't get no pussy. And they're making better points than you, fool. That's all right. Just move. Be like Hassan Campbell's wife. Just move, nigga. Hassan Campbell's wife say she just lay there. You done? That's damn shame. You niggas be out here faking the funk. Broke as hell, and you ain't got no stroke? Only in America. Only in America. Broke, and you ain't got no stroke? Coffee and Kush TV, you on the air.
Kev, what up, baby?
What's up, fam?
What's happening, man? Been a while.
Man, chilling.
No, listen, check it. It's a few elements. Like I like this topic you on, man.
Who's this? What's your name? Where you calling from, G?
This Ruggs. I'm from the embassy, man.
Oh, that's what's up. Shout out to the embassy.
You over here in New York, man.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Shout out to the embassy. What's up, fam? What's up,
you know
man?
what it is, man. But check it, though. Like it's a few elements. Like it's not sensitive, but they could go like into other it's other channels that deal with this information. But we can't leave out the certain elements, like as far as like when we talk about these politicians, right? Like it's a major element when you factor in that majority of these politicians are dual Israeli citizens, man. Like they don't even have allegiance to America.
Well, we'll get to that. That's mainly on their side over there. That's mainly Democratic people.
Right. And it go all the way from Henry Kissinger to, you know what I'm saying? Like it's big, man.
I want to stay 2020. I want to stay current, and if we do go back, it's just Malcolm X. I don't want to go back too far because the people going to end up falling asleep. I like to stay on exactly what we talking about here. And if you got any type of contribution, that'd be great. Callers, just
you
call
right, Kev.
now.
But you right. But the bottom line, is they don't have our interests at all. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to get to that. Like that's why all this.
We're trying to get to a point of a grand understanding, but we got.
Yo, Kev, you doing a hell of a job too. You getting there, buddy. I'm waiting on you, man. I'm waiting on you, man. You coming? He coming, people. He coming, man.
Hit me up, G. I got
you know it, baby.
My man, only in America. Only in America. Niggas New York laughing their ass. That nigga Kev is coming. Boy, that nigga coming. Coffee and Kush TV, man. What's up, Kev? There's only one party. Don't fall for what, Jake Equality? Stay on subject. Don't tell me to fall for nothing. Be quiet. Don't tell me about nothing. Okay? Don't get to telling me about one party now that I'm thinking, oh, we all get along. Boy, please. We get high and talk about that. Now I want to know about this politics. Coffee and Kush TV 508, you on the air. What up?
Yo, what's up, Kev? It's Jitta, man.
Jitta. What's up?
What's up? Man, I just looked it up. That First Step Act, President Trump signed it into law December 21st of 2018. But it was in the House of Representatives. The vote was 360 to 59. So these are landslide votes that a lot of people agree for. So it says the First Step Act was reform the federal prison system in the United States of America to seek to reduce recidivism. An initial version of the bill passed in the House of Representatives 360 to 59 of May 22nd, 2018. And I'm pretty sure those 59 people that didn't vote for was probably more than likely Democrats. Then it also says the bipartisan, it was 87 to 12 vote. That was December 18th. So that was 3 days before President Trump signed it into law.
So do you agree with it or do you not?
Oh, of course I do.
Okay.
Of course Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, I'm just putting some, putting some more dates in there. And then April 1st, I believe he had that ceremony presenting the First Step Act.
Where it gets the public eye.
Right.
And
And
then April
also,
Fools, the public eye goes to Nipsey Hussle, not your first
right.
act.
And also, there was other people that worked along on this bill, which I
Which is
watched.
now the weirdest case in the world, which doesn't even look real. So
Yeah.
now
But
go ahead.
I watched the guy
was
from.
this a I just don't believe what my brain is coming up with, bro. Go ahead. I mean, Jitta, that nigga Jitta, you on the phone. But my brain is moving so fast at the information that me and Puerto Rican cuz was talking about that
exactly
just blanking out.
And
bro. I'm really just out of it, bro.
And that I was watching something with this guy, Isaac Washington, who was actually the black doctor on Grey's Anatomy. And believe it or not, him and Van Jones, of all people, kind of also helped with this too, because they trying to make it to where this is going to concern the recidivism, to where when you come out of prison, that no job can hold your past against you, no matter when you got out of prison. I was watching an interview with him about a month or two ago.
Right on.
So like here in Massachusetts,
more good things.
Yeah, because here in Massachusetts, they can't look at nothing after 7 years. But see, now they trying to make it to where they can't look at it at all, because a lot of jobs hold that against you for a certain amount of time,
right.
Which in return, it leads people back into the streets again. But yeah, I'm all for it, man. But I just wanted to throw that out there, man.
Well, good looking, man.
Down.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah.
And, let's keep this information rolling. Good looking, Jitta.
Yeah, all right.
My man. Sometimes you just can't believe what the fuck is going on, family. He talking about some dates of whatever, bro. You feel me? April 1st, 2019. This was going on. I can't believe that was a distraction. I just can't believe we cracked the distraction code. Cuz we are some real smart individuals. I told you I'm changing your name, bro. Coffin Kush TV, unknown caller, nation. What's up?
Hey, Kev, this is Strategy King calling you.
What up, Strategy King?
Spoke to you yesterday.
Yes, sir. What's happening, family?
Yeah, I just was listening to the live stream here today. And as usual, again, you're talking about a lot of good stuff. I'm not too plugged in with the Rizza stuff, so I don't generally like to talk on topics I don't know about, but you're obviously talking now again about a little bit about what we talked about yesterday. So
that's where we're going pretty much from here on out. So yeah, I mean, we got Rizza face up there, but we're on something totally different. That's what Star does. He draws people in with the conversation with a quick pick and a catchy phrase, and then he hits you with this fucking retarded shit. So I'm gonna hit you guys with some smart shit. I'm gonna play his game, my style. You like? All right, go ahead, sir.
Very
Takashi
smart.
Get out. I'm gonna put Takashi face up there, get a nice little thumbnail. Then when the people come over there, we're gonna be an hour in talking about some whole other grown folk shit. Go ahead, bro. 80s.
Hey, you're learning from an industry vet and Star. I mean, now he moved down to my neck of the woods after he got he's now down in Atlanta.
That's right. You're right about that, man. Go ahead.
So, because you seem to be getting some good numbers here as far as viewers, I think it's important that we really be clear on what this First Step Act is. And yesterday, because we were talking about so many different topics, and you're such a great host, and you can draw me into so many different ways from Jay-Z and Meek Mill and this and that. And I think
it's a show.
Right
it's a
now,
show. We move if you let us. We be moving.
But what I wanted to do is just, since you've got such a decent number of viewers at the moment, really kind of just let them know what the First Step Act is, because there's a lot of kind of vagueness about it. But let me just
I don't want to make it too long, but give us a nice little overdraft with some quick notes, with some extra oomph. We'll be fine.
Yeah. So the First Step Act reduces crack sentences. That's one of the biggest changes in that. Crack cocaine sentences.
Really?
Yes. So that's one of the biggest changes in this law.
Rock Nation stole the idea, but go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I ain't gonna say nothing else. Go ahead.
And remember what I told you? It's retroactive.
Yes,
so
sir.
It impacts thousands of federal prisoners for crack offenses before 2010. Okay. Next, and of course we know during the 1980s, the crack penalties hit African Americans harder than cocaine users were hit with.
Yes, sir, it did.
All right, so next, I mentioned it briefly yesterday, but I'll just kind of fill it in a little bit more here today. It deals with mandatory minimums. So now federal judges, before the First Step Act, Kev, they had to hit you with a mandatory minimum. That's no longer the case. So, for instance, now
if I got caught with a brick or something, they had to hit me with 67 years for a mandatory. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So now here's what the law again does. And this again, everybody that's hearing this under the sound of my voice, this should make you want to do a backflip, go post on Instagram, make this go viral, because this is impacting a bunch of your folks out there in Blackville land, if you know what I'm saying. This is what should go viral, not Takashi saying do this or do that. But anyway.
We gotta build the network up to get there. We're gonna get there, and it ain't gonna just stop with this election. We going off into the future, because our people need to be able to express ourselves, whether conservative or progressives, to the point where we regardless of who's in control, just vote appropriately. Go ahead, bro. You got the floor.
So now serious drug felonies that now resulted in 20-year minimums will now be reduced to 15 years. So an automatic drop of 5 years off of these sentences. It also shortens mandatory sentences that, again, begins to cut down on. So if you had a 20-year sentence, it's now 15 years. If it was 25, it's now 20. So just off the bat, just that one portion. Remember, I'm going to tell you about
off of it being passed, just that comes with the contract.
That's right. Next, again, it deals with topics that I mentioned to you before, such as the training program, where if you go to class, you learn skills, you do that every 30 days, you earn time off of your federal prison sentence. So these just three alone, and again, there's about 9 more topics, and that'll be for another day, another call or whatever, but just those 3 that I just mentioned to you: reducing mandatory minimums, reducing crack cocaine sentencing, and taking time off as you train to learn skills. Let me explain why that matters. Again, I know everybody knows it, but sometimes people hear it and it's like, okay, you learn a skill. What does that mean? Well, here's what it means. So when these brothers and sisters come out of prison, they don't have to go back to the streets, quote unquote, to sell drugs or to go back to a life of crime. They now have a skill that they can use to now go start their own business as a plumber, as an electrician.
Putting things together and learning different trades and different things like that. That already shortened. A lot of people will come out saying, I don't gotta do that. Really, I'm gonna go do this, and this is what I do, and boom, 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 boom. A lot more people will come out like that's a good. I don't understand what a step is. That's a great step.
Well, and okay, thank you for mentioning that step. And notice the name of the legislation's first step. So there's
Oh, you're
actually
right. You're right. Fucking no point intended, but jeez.
here's the point. Trump has already said he wants to do a second step. The second step he wants to kind of, because this, even though this is a big change, Kev, if you listen to anyone who actually knows what this law does, this is like the biggest law in a generation that impacts African Americans as far as freedom, as far as dealing with evening the federal crime sentencing. This is the biggest change in a generation. But the second step they want to deal with now, once you are now freed from prison, the second step Trump said he wants to do and work with employers is when people get out of prison, they now have opportunities to get a job and their record can't be used against them and make that a federal law.
Make it a federal law.
So nationwide, now employers can't really use that against you by law.
And that's already dismantling the machine of the 94 crime bill.
Everything that Bill Clinton did, that, you know, some call the first black president. I say that mockingly, but, you know, some people say he's the first black because he got Monica to do something to him in the Oval Office, and so that made him black. You know?
That's right. That's right. They needed to do that to make him black. Go ahead.
And so, but the guy who everybody wants to impeach, the guy who everybody's saying is a supremacist and he's a this and he's a that, he's saying, I've already signed this in the law. Now I want to do a second step. But notice who's not talking about a second step now. Who controls the House of Representatives right now? The Democrats.
They control what?
The House, you know, the House of Representatives. Why aren't the Democrats talking about, let's go ahead now and do the second step?
Why not move into second step? Right. Right now.
Notice that, Kev. Remember what we talked about yesterday, how we said that with Speaker Pelosi, they're going to use the whole, oh, no, we can't work with Trump. You know, Trump
we cracked that. We just laughed about that yesterday. Go ahead.
We laughed about it yesterday. You know why, Kev? And to you know this, but to your listening audience, here's why. Remember I talked to you yesterday about psychological control. It's a carrot to say, oh, we can't work with Donald. We got to wait until next year, end of next year. Because remember, 2020, the election is November of next year. So it's not November of this year, it's November of next year. So y'all got to wait a whole nother year. Then we can begin to talk.
About step two. Now, this is what you deal with plantation owners.
Kev, you smart man. That's why this is Kev Rowe, right? Smart man. But it's important that your listeners start seeing the games being played. And the game being played is they could pass this right now. Donald wants to pass it.
They want to pass it right now. And you so caught up on the bull crap, you ain't forcing the representatives, your local Democratic, and we just talked about Nancy Pelosi going to fold her hands, just like we said. Listen, I've been on Earth a long time. I just got to think about it. I can see her just, nope. No, I ain't doing the matter of fact, I got to pee. I'm not finna put up with Donald Trump. One more second with his erratic behavior. This is Nancy crazy as hell. Girl, pass the damn bill and let us free. Wicked woman. Cruella de Vil.
But Kev, you know why she's not? She has no pressure at all to do it. You know why, right? We talked about it yesterday.
She at the hair salon. Sisters, they patting her head. Girl, don't worry about it. You know how them crazy white supremacists. Go ahead. They just crazy.
It's because Charlemagne the God ain't on the radio every day saying when we getting the second step back pass. It's because P. Diddy ain't saying vote or die. He's saying, drop it like it's hot. Let's do a Revolt TV conference. Let's party and let me go date Steve Harvey's daughter. He ain't talking about no second step back right now.
But who not biting out the second step? I finna give me a T-shirt to First Step Act and time to move on now to the second step. We need to push our representatives. What's up with this second step? In order to walk, we need to step. I thought we would step us. Damn it.
And the reason that you are not hearing Charlemagne at the Breakfast Club and Hot 97 and these others do it is because there's not enough people who know that this is even, first of all, the First Step Act is a law, and that the Second Step Act is actually in the works, but there's no pressure because nobody know about it.
Nobody's calling in.
And
nobody's saying, hey, Charlemagne, why you don't talk about the First Step Act? Nobody's saying that.
Nobody's saying that.
The
Here's what
machine
they
ain't gonna talk about it if we don't talk about it.
They talking about 6ix9ine and yeah, man, is he gonna have a career after it's over? Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I might do a record with him. That's it.
Like that's important. But you know what? What they fail to do, because they're controlled by this party. We know this. Okay? The best thing they can do is be energized, support networks like this, and become help me become great again. That's what I'm talking about right there. Help us build what we looking for out here, because they not gonna do it. They work for Revolt. They work for Leord Cohen. They work for Jay-Z and stuff. They're good friends. There's great things up there that happens for them. So they're not gonna mess their money up to say anything about what Trump is doing correctly.
And that's why what you're doing here today and what you did even yesterday is why your supporters and your listeners are getting the info to support your channel, because you are one of the ones that are saying, let's get the message out. Even if it ain't about who wore what to the BET Awards tonight.
Right.
Let's talk about the fact that half the folks at the BET Awards, Remy Ma and the rest of them, might be going to jail in a couple of weeks. So they need to know what the First Step Act is.
They need to know that off top, 5 years off. Off top, just know we gonna let y'all know these rules before you get caught up in this bull crap. But absolutely, I feel like we are at a point where Afro Americans are really wide open to information, so they can make the appropriate decision and talk amongst it, because we like to talk about these things amongst each other. So yeah, continue on what you're doing, man. I'm sitting up here chilling, enjoying.
Well, and you asked earlier, and this is a little slight, but you all were talking about when did Black folks start to leave the Republican and vote Democrat? That was something that was talked about earlier.
Right.
And I put it in the chat, but I don't know if it was seen. But what happened was the Black vote really moved over to the Democratic Party in bulk right during the Richard Nixon era. Because before the Richard Nixon era, he used something called the Southern Strategy, Kev. And what happened was he used Southern whites who were angry with the civil rights movement of the 60s and the new laws that were passed. And he used a strategy of stoking anger amongst Southern whites against the changes in the country. And that tied, because Richard Nixon at the time was a Republican, it tied the Republican Party to that strategy. And that was when you started to see the shift from blacks voting overwhelmingly Republican to blacks voting overwhelmingly Democrat. In the 80s, for instance, in the 80s, you had them voting for Jimmy Carter. In the 90s, of course, Clinton. After that, obviously, they voted for John Kerry. They voted for Barack and Hillary. That was what happened. It's only been about 40 years since this change. And what's beginning to happen now in 2019 is more and more you're seeing a change, particularly with people like you, Kev. It's black men that's beginning to wake up. Right now, the Democratic Party has a very large hold still with black women. That's why you see in the media they promote the Oprahs, they promote the Ava DuVernays, they really push the Issa Raes, they push the Tiffany Haddishes, because black women are the core of the black Democratic vote, because more and more black men are becoming the Kanye West of the world.
And that's
Black
why they
men.
need the separation of the two to control. They know the black woman control the man. So
Yep.
they don't act right.
Yep.
Let's fuck him up, cut him off, and you that's how your families is being decided on some political shit. Fucking around with these folk. But go ahead, sir. I just given a simple backyard barbecue style political talk, pep talk to the folk. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, I mean, what you said was perfect. You said it perfectly. It's a divide and conquer strategy.
That's right.
So what do they do? So what do they do with the black man? Since they know that more and more black men are beginning to vote, not be a reliable vote for Democrats. Here's what they're doing to a lot of black men: sending your ass to jail.
That's right. They sent you to jail with the 94 crime bill. See,
yes, we're going to send you to
out
jail
the house,
and keep your woman.
They had to have you make some money for somebody. You ain't going to do it for yourself. Went right to jail.
Yeah, go work. Yeah, work for 10 cents an hour.
That's right there.
Slavery, in other words.
In Clinton Max facility. In Clinton Max Penitentiary.
Clinton Max Penitentiary.
That's right.
Modern day slavery.
You can buy all the M&Ms you want, but you got $10. You got 10 cents an hour, so you better use them little dimes and nickels appropriately.
But I believe that even black women as well are beginning to wake up and see, you know what? Because the strategy can work for a little bit. Notice again, my name is Strategy King. I'm all about strategy. The strategy worked for about 40 years on black people. You know what?
Than that. I mean, probably about 65, 70 years. I mean, even with my sister who called in earlier and talked about Harry S. Truman. I mean, you had things going into effect back then, and he was a Democrat who, like she said, when you talking about the sway of the vote when they got the 75% swaying of that vote with the black vote, Harry S. Truman took the cake for that. But you both are right as far as just one time frame from 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s of just mass destruction and pillage of the African American community. Again, these little short bits of time is nothing in ultimate time. So this is a drop in the bucket.
Exactly.
In the right
again,
direction, of course. Go ahead, brother.
Well, and that's what Donald is doing. Donald is the guy who is a New Yorker. So he isn't a traditional quote unquote Southern Democrat, because he's not from the South. He's from New York, right? So he knows about dealing with all kinds of different cultures, all type of different people, because New York is New York. But I was about to let me go back to you, for instance, your state of California. California virtually has no Republican Party. It's pretty much Democrat and a bunch of other socialist or weird parties out there.
Wait a minute. Before you go there, sorry, sir. 1948. Well, I got to find out when Truman and them was elected into office, because I know when Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and JFK and them passed and Johnson. I got to get that whole breakdown. But go ahead, bro. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're fine. Look, you're right about the Truman thing, but if you actually look at the actual, when you start seeing 70, 80% vote Democrat, it was after Nixon. It was the Nixon era. Stuff began back then.
I remember you saying the Southern strategy and all what that was. But go ahead, bro.
Well, and so back to California real quick. So California is a great state, biggest state in the country. A lot of rich people live out there, a lot of talent in that area. Obviously, I mean, it's one of the most important states, in the country. Obviously, I mean, every state is important, but you get what I mean. California is California. Everybody loves California, but the Democrats have run California now for a while, and People can barely afford to live decent out there.
Exactly.
Who have jobs. We're not talking about just the poor. We're talking about hard working people can't afford a decent place to stay. Homelessness is running wild in California.
Wow.
In a state where supposedly the Democrats, where they care for the poor and we care for everybody and we just want everybody to be, taken care of. Well, why are there hundreds of people on the streets? Because the policy of the Democratic Party in some instances is not really.
Destroys us, man, completely.
Yes, it isn't they tell, Kev, I don't know if you've heard, there's the good book, as they call it. The good book says that the devil comes as an angel of light. Have you ever heard that before?
I have.
And that's what happens with certain political parties. They come as an angel of light. They say all sweet things. They whisper in your ear. They say all the right things. And when they close that door, that's when the knife comes out. Time to sacrifice the sucker of the day. And for 40 years, the sucker in the Democratic Party has been, in large part, the black vote. Because no other race votes 95% for one party. And the people don't even have to come to your neighborhood until 2 weeks before Election Day. That's when they show up in your church and say, your church is a rock in this community. It's like, well, when was the last time you were here? And again, it's not because black people are dumb. We're not dumb. Black people are not dumb at all. It's just they've been sold a bill of goods.
Wow.
You got these angels of light out here saying all these sweet things. They put in front of you these celebrities that look good and show you a little leg, and they dance on stage, and you see them twerking it and shaking it and dropping it like it's hot. And then they say, now go vote for Hillary.
That's it, right? That's crazy. You right. You absolutely right. That's exactly what's going on. They open their legs up. The males take off their shirt, get to dinner, and then say, go on out there and vote for Obama. And if I'm voting for Hillary and Obama, I'm voting for Hillary or whoever is Democrat. And forget Trump. He's racist. That shit wild, G.
Even though earlier on your live stream today, you showed pictures of Trump standing next to Diddy. You showed the picture.
Yes, sir.
But now Diddy saying, oh, no, he's always been a racist. Well, was he a racist when you was in that picture?
When you was standing next to him, he's always, you know what, I'm going to put up nothing but these rappers tomorrow flipping through imagery of them hanging out with Donald Trump. Fine. We can all play this game. I'm new here, so it's going to be an honor to put everybody on blast. Like, knock it off.
Look again, Kev. We know that black people are some of the most hardest working people on the planet. So when you hear the media says, well, there's some who believe that blacks don't work, that's again psychological warfare to get you. I like how you say this, and you say this all the time. I've noticed the last couple of days you said this repeatedly. They got people out here crying, and too many of our black quote unquote leaders cry on TV and begging instead of saying, no, we good. We don't need nothing. All we need is the opportunity. We don't need your handouts.
They coming up on this computer. I can see it in their face. They about to say some old lip smacking crybaby ass. They just be ready. You can see as soon as they go live. Hey YouTube, did you see how bad we was fucked today? Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Go do something else. Go ahead, G. Talk some ration. Shit.
And remember I told you yesterday, Kev, about Democrat. And again, I challenge you all. Don't just, I know I'm just a voice on your live stream. So somebody say, well, he don't know what he talks. You don't have to take my word for it. Do your own research. But if you listen to the Democratic Party, when they are asked what is the number one most important topic, most of the biggest candidates say it's climate change. Now, Kev, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to probably just end it at this because, again, this can get a little touchy and this is a completely different subject, but it really isn't. But if you really have read the research on climate change, one of the solutions, say, for climate change is to decrease. I'm going to say that again, decrease, D-E-C-R-E-A-S-E, decrease, minimize, lower the numbers of human beings on the planet.
Now, hold up. See, now listen. These fools be voting for their slave masters, see? Now, they be up here talking about climate change, some invisible stuff, but what they really want to do is walk you right into a FEMA camp some goddamn where. Rid of you with your dumb ass. Hold up now, we be laughing, but this is what they accuse Donald Trump of doing. See, I hear this shit in the hood for real. And I'm like, fool, them are the people you vote for. Are you asleep? They trying to put you, the terrorist. You the terrorist. Shit. Man, they the martial law kingpins, man. Shit. Change in the population. And you want to tell me about some damn Illuminati want to put you in a FEMA camp. They the Illuminati then because that's what they want to do. And if you believe that a polar bear is in the North Pole, some goddamn where still floating on that ice that he been floating on in every goddamn video, that's your own stupidity. I'm not voting for no. I don't give a damn about no climate change.
And Kev, what's the second thing that you hear them talk about a lot right after climate change? And again, people don't put the dots together because they kind of want you to not know.
Immigration or some shit. Go ahead.
It is that, but before the illegal immigration, because it was Trump who brought that up. But before that, it was this. And here it is. There's a group called Planned Parenthood. I'm not gonna get into it because I know that can be a touchy subject, and there is good work done. But understand, part of what Planned Parenthood does is decreasing the population.
That's right. With your global warming, it's too cold. The sun is fucked up. Keep on and get your own demise. And watch what you end up with. So you think that they're giving you an opportunity to liberate your own and make your own decision. But notice they all in your neighborhood. So all your little parties and clubs, that's where they want you right there. Depopulating, and you're not able to bring not one more around. You know why? Because somebody want to replace you. But that's another story for another day there. Go ahead, G.
Nah, I mean, Kev, you hit it on the head. They, again, remember what I said a few minutes ago. The angel of light metaphor I use, or let me say it a different way. I was just talking about the angel of light point, right? I was just talking about that, right?
Yes, sir.
They come to you as the devil comes to you as an angel of light. So they talk to you in sweet ways. So they know to a lot of communities, let's say, for instance, with a lower income community, an impoverished community, talking to somebody in poverty about climate change, nobody want to hear that. But guess what you can say to them? Go to Planned Parenthood because it's your right. It's your body. And so to that person who is poor and who doesn't have the money to take care of a new human, they hear, yeah, it is I'm finna, and it's free. Yeah, man, I'm finna go over here and do what I got to do. You know what I mean?
You don't even need him to make a decision. You do it.
Yeah. And by the way, when you say you don't even need him, don't worry about him because we already sending his
we already took care of him. That's how we put it in the paperwork. You don't even need.
That's why we passed the 93 crime bill. We sent him to prison.
We sent him to prison in 94. Remember? See, we got it figured out. And you gonna vote for us, right? Because we gave you freedom, right? That's what you voting for.
This is the strategy because people actually think it's all about smiles, giggles, kissing babies, shaking hands, and that's it. No, it's a it's an agenda behind all of this stuff.
What we uncovering to you is this is the machine we uncovering right before this YouTube. Everybody in this room is blessed to even have heard this information. The rest of the world is giving a fuck about things and they don't even know what the fuck is they talking about. This is illusion. A National Enquirer type shit. The real is taking place right now. Go ahead, G.
And again, I know some may say, you know, what he knows, what he talking about. Go look for it yourself. Go look at the debates. See them talk about climate change. Climate change. This is the most important. And then see them talk about Planned Parenthood. Why do they always talk about Planned Parenthood and climate change? Why is those always together? Because let me explain what that also means.
Because they tied in politically. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Guess who they going to, when they say decrease the population, do you think they're going to decrease the population of the Queen of England?
Talk to them.
They coming for
you
lower income first.
Well, Hillary Clinton made that she was friends and an admirer of the woman who created Planned Parenthood.
Yes, sir. But again, people will say that's just two strong women, you know, loving being strong. No, you people, wake up. Like Malcolm said, what did you say? You a sucker or you a fraud?
You a traitor to your race. You a chump. That's what you is. You's a chump. And this is to all the because the sisters is there. The sisters is like, we gonna make the decision because they don't broke you niggas down. And you know, you gotta get up, man. You gotta get the fuck up. You gotta start this machine going. They gonna follow suit. Don't trust men. We gotta stand up, bro. Go ahead, G.
Again, these topics weren't talked about in the 1960s with Dr. King.
You're right.
When blacks voted Republican. Back then, you know what was happening back then? You actually had husband and wives together with their children, raising their children together. Back then, yeah, there were problems. Yeah, you had obviously Jim Crow laws, obviously, and blacks fought against that, and they won. But when it came to their homes, a man and a woman were together. Did they have problems? Every race has problems. Every couple has. And so I'm not trying to sugarcoat that. That's just called life. But I'm talking about these broken homes did not happen until the 70s, 80s, and the 90s with this crack epidemic destroyed the black family. Notice whose family it didn't destroy. Asian families. Notice whose families it didn't destroy. Higher income families. Notice whose families were targeted. And you heard, I'm sure you've seen the documentaries, Kev, of how the CIA shipped in stuff out there in LA, South Central LA, and the CIA was shipping in the drugs.
That's right. And we coming to the White House. We need to get our check. They destroyed my community.
Look, like I said,
CIA and the FBI destroyed my community.
And again, I encourage everybody, this isn't conspiracy. Somebody who's saying, well, man, they're going way up. No, this ain't way off. This is documented
evidence. You are in a court case and you ain't even know it, like Future said. All we got to do is go get it. It's right there. They did it. They did it right there. Freeway Rick Ross will tell you everything. He's a witness in the court case against the United States of America. See, it doesn't the United States versus the people. Now you can do the people versus the United States. But go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir. Freeway Rick Ross, prime example, Exhibit A, as they say.
Exhibit A.
And so, all I'm trying to get at is look, me, myself, Kev, I'll just be frank, I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I voted Republican. I voted Republican. I voted Democrat.
That's right.
Here's what I vote. I vote for who I feel best. And one of your callers asked this yesterday. They said, well, hey, Kev, how do I decide who to vote for? It's simple. Here's how you, at least this is one of the ways I look at for who I choose to vote for. I make a list of pros and cons. And I write down the list, and I'm talking about at the local level. What is this person saying they want to do? Let me be clear. For me first and my household. That's the first thing I look at. Second thing I look at is for my neighborhood. Third thing I look for is for my people. Finally, I look at for the overall broader community, city, state, or whatever the particular person is running for office. You do it in that order. If you do it in the order of, let me just go in, okay, they got a D by the name. D.
It's like taking the test and you don't got time. It's just, you don't sit in line for 2 hours to mark just D down. Just bunch of Democrat, multiple choice.
And with them, some of them folks you voting for, they saying, thank you for the vote, thank you for the vote. Now we're finna send your son to prison for 20 years. Thank you for the vote, thank you for the vote. We're gonna let this police officer in Dallas is run by a Democrat, by the way. We're gonna let this police officer in Dallas walk into your apartment while you eating ice cream, watching football, shoot you in the heart, and only give it 10 years. Yeah. Why are you doing it? These are the folks you're voting for.
These are the people that y'all got the people you claim is. Listen, these folk is got you by the balls, man. This shit is crazy. And I'm gonna speak more on this coming up a week exactly. I plan to have somebody on, I think tomorrow and the next day as well, and just get more knowledge based around how this progressives and these liberals really has captivated the minds of the Afro Americans for the last 50 years. Just really demoralize the people. And in the United States under that, I mean, just pillage the community with drugs and red flagging and the removal of entrepreneurship spirits in and all of the businessmen. Crack destroyed all of the profitable plumbers, the electricians that the blacks had, everything. The drugs that the CIA and the FBI put into our community destroyed these people. Destroyed them.
Yes, sir. Well, again, Kev, I'm going to finish up this point, then I'm going to get off because I know you got other calls, et cetera. But I think that was so critical, that caller who called in yesterday and said, hey, Kev, I'm trying to vote in my local election. I just don't know what to do. Here's how you do it. Make a list. And again, everybody do your own thing, right? Maybe you would just want to vote for them because they black. Well, doing that, look at how that's worked for you. Remember what I said. They come to you as an angel of light. They're going to come to you as black with the good hair, and they got the veneers in their teeth and smile real good at you and say, yeah, man, I went to HBCU, vote for me. Now, when I get in there, I'm as corrupt as any other person. I'm just here for the money. I'm going to have affairs while I'm in office. Look what happened to the former mayor in Detroit. Black man killed Patrick. One of the most corrupt men, they send his ass to prison. Black man. Democrat. So don't just vote because somebody black, and because that's the next mistake. I don't follow as much, Kev. So you may correct me on this. I don't know about the enlightened community or whatever you call them. What do you call them? The brotherhood community or whatever. Some community you always be talking about.
I got you. Go ahead.
I don't follow the enlightened community or whatever it is, but what I have seen, there you go. What I've seen from some of them is says, yeah, man, I vote for my people. They black. I don't care what they do. If they black, I'm rocking with them. That is a sucker move. Because just because somebody look like you doesn't mean that they are of you.
That's right.
So my point is, make a list. 2 sides. What are the pros? What are the cons? This is where some people get hung up, Kev. They look for somebody who is 100% what they want. That's almost never going to happen unless you yourself run. So stop looking for perfect. Put that list together. See what it is that the person is saying they're going to do for you first, for your household second, meaning your wife, your children, etc. Your property taxes, blah blah blah. Your household. Next is your community. After that is your people. Now notice how I put it there. Now, notice how I put the people fourth. Because when you start voting, again, not only because you don't want to vote based on the color of your skin. So that shouldn't be your first vote. I'm voting if they black. Wrong. That shouldn't be your number one objective. Your number one objective should be to vote for who's best for me and my house. What if you black and you dating a Hispanic? What if you black and you dating a Chinese person? So it ain't about race. That shouldn't be the first thing, but
Right.
that should not be. But
they
it
get you
shouldn't
on
be
this
something you
phone.
ignore.
They get you on this phone saying, "Well, if you date outside your race, do you have any spokes to be speaking up on black issues?" This is what democratic thought process is. They keep our thought process. They keep our regular based folk crazy because I say, well, the person is still Negro. If a black man is a black man and the black man get hassled by the police, no matter if you're in an interracial relationship or who his baby mama is or nothing, he's still gonna get the black man treatment now.
Exactly. So of course you do still consider voting for your people, but it shouldn't be the first objective. And then finally, you vote for who's going to be best for quote your city, your state, your neighborhood, your district, your country. When you start doing that, and if this person got 5 things you like and 3 things you don't like, guess what? And the other person got 5 things you don't like and 1 thing you do like, then guess who gets to vote? I don't care if that person got an R by their name or a D by their name.
Or a D by it, or I, or libertarian, or whatever the hell everybody else is. Doesn't matter. You gotta weigh your options, man.
Yes, sir. Weigh your options. And when black people start doing that more, because again, I'm not saying, I ain't gonna ever paint my people as none of us do it. Now, a lot of us do, but more of us need to do this. We need to do this, like you said, weigh your options. Stop going in there based off of, well, man, I'm just gonna vote for somebody with a.
Stop being played and being used as the victims, like on some other stuff. We not victims we victimized, but we don't have to come from that weak-minded. Oh man, all the damn time now. I see it too much on the internet. But hey, man, we're gonna talk more about this bill in the coming days, and I'm gonna move on to Puerto Rican cuz who's calling in. Man, thank you for the call, brother.
Thank you,
my man. I love the intelligent brothers. You feel me when they call in because the channel is growing into something that I don't think it's gonna be a dangerous thing in a minute. Coffee and Kush TV. I'm just letting you know. Let's go to what Martin Luther King say. Malcolm X.
White liberals who have posed as our friends, white liberals who have been eager to point out what the white man in the South has been doing to us, while they themselves here in the North are doing the same thing. They have been making a great fuss over the South, only to blind us to what is happening here in the North. And now that the eyes of America's 20...
Hey, man, the Malcolm X is a genius. Puerto Rican cub, what up, man?
Yo, Kev, man, what a great show, man. I feel like this is one of the best ones, man, out here, man. But man, that caller was on point on everything he said, man. I mean, from top to bottom, he basically covered everything, man. But I just want to touch back on when this step I keep forgetting the name of it. First Step Act. When it to me, Kev, it was introduced on April 1st.
Yeah, well,
Right? Because I've
the
seen it.
bill was passed, but it was about to be announced on a national scale, and acceptance of this announcement was enough for people to be watchful. It was going to be on TV and such and such.
Right,
That.
right,
So
right.
now that is what troubles me about the brother's passing of Nipsey Hussle
Yeah.
or whatnot. But go ahead.
Yeah, it really troubles me the fact that the day before. Now, if you go back to what the commissioner said, he said he looked through his emails and then the email was sent February something, 2 months before. And I found that to be like kind of odd and strange that he had this email for 2 months and that he waited on the 31st right there to meet up with these guys. So that right there is gonna be another show for another
Yeah,
day.
oh yeah,
But
that's definitely definitely talking about that. Probably tonight in the background. But go ahead, bro. Go
yeah,
that shit.
but as far as the blue and the red states, if you look at New York, if you look at California, like the brother said, we live in the harshest conditions. If you go to Philadelphia, Philadelphia is considered like the North, right? But if you go to certain parts of Philadelphia, it feels like you in Texas. It feels like you in the South because it hasn't been developed yet. So, us urban people, we live in the harshest community on the people that we put in office, which is they live in the best houses, they have the best health care. So what I want people to really understand, though, man, that this party is taking advantage of our vote. And like Malcolm said, you are traded to your people if you keep going in the same circle. It's insane. You know what I'm saying, Kev?
Yes, sir.
So we need to basically come together and make sure that we vote for the right people, man. Because at the end of the day, the first shackles are being taken off our feet. Let's do both feet. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we don't know what's coming.
It's
If
like they
Trump,
want to hold on to just let the dang people go. Democratic Party, stop trying to keep us handcuffed to you.
because Kev, they don't want to give us the power. They don't want to give us the rightful power. So you see who's been holding back.
Now you
See
starting to see about who been holding you back this whole time is your own Democratic Party.
Shame.
who's
Shame.
been giving you welfare,
Shame.
trying to spoon feed you, not making you be your own man, your own person, your own
That's right.
business. They've been holding us back from the beginning.
That's right.
And it was played out to us like they was the good guys. I mean, if you look at Martin Luther King Jr., his son is endorsing Trump.
Martin
You know what
Luther
I'm
King
saying?
was a Republican, correct?
Martin Luther King, the thing was that Martin Luther King had conservative values, right? But he felt that the Democratic Party was using him. Saying he had so much movement. Listen, Kev, now one man can have that much power. So that he has, like, basically, damn near 95% of the black people, and he could say, we voting this way.
Yep.
So this is one of the reasons
It
why
was
he had
all
to go.
political assassinations.
That's what it comes down to. We're decoding things as we go, bro.
Yeah, we're like me and you. What we decoded earlier is just like with the whole, me and you been just uncovering things for the last few days in the background, just discussing different topics, and this is going to be one that we continue to build upon, bro. This is some real great information that we out here.
Remember, I mean, even just look at the people that was around Martin Luther King. The church. Everybody was an agent around him, except there was a gentleman by the name of Ralph.
Ralph Abernathy.
He was the militant of the group.
Yeah.
He was the one that wanted to crash. He wanted to do his thing out there, but you know what I'm saying? He respected Martin Luther King's authority as far as being the head of the group, but he was one of those that wanted to jump out the window. You know what I'm saying? So there was people around him that had conservative values, even himself, but he felt that the Democratic Party was using him and this whole movement, the Jim Crow, the segregation. They was using that to get all the votes. And this one, what I feel that me and the caller went a little bit different because he said around the Nixon time, but I feel that around the Martin Luther King time, that's when they started swaying them that way, And who knows? Martin Luther King was about to wake up and say, no, we going this way.
We not
And they
fucking
probably
with
got him.
yeah, we not fucking with them. I met up with Malcolm X. We not doing that. Well, I met up.
You understand?
We not doing that.
You understand me? It was right after that Malcolm X meeting that everything took place. After that, everything,
They both had to go
Kennedy,
because Malcolm
yeah, they
X was
both.
talking about these liberals. He was talking real big about these liberals, and that's the Republican TV casters was up there laughing their ass off because they like listen to it. He talking about them. Look at he talking about y'all dummies over there because they don't give a shit about. They always had that Democrat versus Republican, conservative versus liberal shit. So it was always, and that was a powerful vote back in the day. Civil rights movement, that's 90% of the vote. He had to go, and they brought Jesse Jackson in, reclassified your ass, made him the leader, and sold you down the drain again. Put you in shackles because he clicked up with the Clintons and choreographed the 94 crime bill.
And there you go. So you see the people that was around Martin Luther King, like Jesse Jackson, right? Mm-hmm. Now Jesse Jackson, right after that, he ran for president. He ran for president, and guess who was endorsing Jesse Jackson? Farrakhan. Farrakhan was endorsing Jesse Jackson during his time running for president. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand the players.
Well,
and then you know the game.
It's funny because Jesse Jackson was in the area of Martin Luther King when he was killed, and I believe he has something directly to do with that. And the Nation of Islam has taken blame for being the ones who assassinated Martin Luther King. Well, maybe you just.
Oh my God, yo!
I mean. Conspiracy is wide open right now tonight. Yo,
Yo, that's crazy, Kev. I ain't even put that together. That slipped through. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't even put that together. But whenever I don't got it, you got it. Whenever I got it, you got it. Know what I mean? We go back and forth.
Kobe and Shaq. You know how we do. Pass me the ball. I got you.
Yo,
inbound is coming right back to you.
But damn, Kev, you said that right there. Look. Jesse Jackson was around Martin Luther King. Farrakhan was Malcolm X's pupil. He was the student of Malcolm X. And then both of them came together? Oh, hell no.
Conspiracy
that right there. That right there, bro. If y'all don't start waking up, man, we gonna be cattle. We gonna be in one big line getting just done up, man. We need to wake up, bro.
We gotta wake them up, Puerto Rican.
We gotta wake them up, man.
Yeah, because that's just what we do. That's what we do. And you know how our people. You know how we are.
Yeah,
man. We used to be like, nigga, you gotta wake us up. Kobe, score for me right now. Kobe, do it, bro. You know how it is, bro. And me, bro, I be getting depressed. Like, why ain't people know what the fuck you talking about? They just want you to do the magic, the Disneyland magical shit. So we gotta do it, bro. It's just what it is, my G. It's just what it is.
So if you think about it, all this Epstein, because Trump said it himself during the presidential election time when he first was getting, we're gonna drain the swamp, and then he said Bill Clinton got some trouble. It's a storm ahead,
I told you.
He said brother with hanging around with Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy's he's been picking them off left and
Listen,
right in
that's
front
why
of.
everybody's saying fuck Donald Trump, because Donald Trump, like Choke No Joke said, Jay-Z and Dame Dash was around that Epstein shit. Choke No Joke is the dumbest nigga on earth. I don't care what.
Wow.
That nigga is retarded. Okay? Retarded. Because he said some shit and tried to take it back like, and called my show with such disrespect. Yo, why is my penis in your just the homosexual nature of these big buff wannabe podcasters just fucking all off. Their whole spirit is off, and I don't trust nothing that they say or do. Nothing. Nothing, because they were videographers. They all took part in this sadistic behavior, especially in dealing with little girls on them islands. And Choke No Joke wanted credit, and he gets all the credit from me. There you go.
That's crazy, Kev. And then you start looking at the fact that Trump he doesn't mess with the NFL no more, right?
Nope.
He don't mess with the NFL. And guess who started messing with the NFL?
Jay-Z.
Your man. Oh my God! And then the ankle monitors getting ready because he knew April 1st. Oh my God! And then that meeting with
This is big, y'all. Tomorrow we're gonna break down how the Democratic Party is trying to make money off of you and Jay-Z. With all of these prisoners coming home, Jay-Z trying to act like put monitors on them to go back to prison. See, it's all based off of you, and the Democratic Party is trying to make all this money, these Clinton friends, all off of you. If Donald Trump just signed into law that 10,000 prisoners, 20,000, 30,000, well, Jay-Z and them is getting ready and ordering 3,000 ankle monitors from a private firm so they can trick you into signing a contract, signing up for some goddamn fake ass probation due courtesy of Rock Nation. I don't want to hear none of that. Remember, Trump freed you, and you trying to put an ankle monitor back on, fool.
Remember,
when did they do that? When did they announce this, man? We need to find the info, because Trump, they was about to have this. When did they announce all these mega effects after Nipsey died, didn't they? Then they start saying, yep. They start overriding the free prisoners and hit your ass with Kerry and all these individuals that fucked you up. They fucked us up, G.
They had us on the loop, bro. They had us in the matrix, bro.
That's
they
right.
They had us in the matrix.
And it continued. We were so far in a continuum, but you know what? We had to go there and realize the tape wasn't nothing. That wasn't nothing. Nothing was nothing leaves nothing. Nothing from nothing.
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 Yo, they had us.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Remember what I said? They had us looking the other way while they was getting away with the bigger crime. You feel me? That's crazy, bro.
And that brother passed away, and they orchestrated that to keep you in shambles, in shackles.
Keep you in.
That's right.
And then they was using. They picked the first.
But they want you to make the choice to do so. Go ahead. They was using what? Go ahead.
They used that because Nipsey had that song "Fuck Donald Trump," right?
Yeah.
Remember? So he had. It was like I don't want to say he was like the perfect person to get, but if you think about it, use him because he didn't like Donald Trump.
And they'll blame Donald Trump, and they tried to get YG.
Oh my God!
They can blame.
It's over.
Racist, and then Snoop Dogg up there making it like Trump is getting assassinated and shit. You see what I'm saying? This is game. This is propaganda.
And think about the people that spoke in the funeral. Who spoke in the funeral? 20. You heard, Kev?
Go ahead. Tell me what happened.
Remember the people that spoke in the funeral?
Who?
Snoop Dogg.
Uh-huh.
And then what was the dude that said 2020?
Who said 2020?
That was your man Farrakhan.
No.
Remember 2020?
Why he say 2020?
Because Russell Westbrook has scored 20 points, 20 assists, like 20 rebounds, some crazy stack. So he was saying that that's the number of the beast. If you add it up, it's 666. I was like, what the hell?
Nah.
But if you look at the people that, if you look at the people that was there, man,
But
it's crazy,
ain't
bro.
we voting in 2020?
Oh my goodness. Stop, Cav. That's it, bro. Well, I keep throwing you these alley-oops, you keep slamming it,
Nigga,
B.
it's the All-Star game. That's why. It's the
Yo, what's
All-Star
going
game. You remember the throwing lobs to Vince Carter?
Oh my God. This is some Space Jam shit right here, bro. This is crazy,
NBA
bro.
Jam right here.
I'm telling you. So why? I'm telling you, if you go back, the commissioner, whoever the cop was, he was like that. They had the email since February. Since February, Nipsey got shot in March 31st. That's a month. You know what I'm saying? Why would they had the email for that long? They knew they was gonna meet him around the next day was Trump was gonna come out publicly. This shit is
They
it's
knew
something
Trump
wrong
was
right here,
coming
bro.
out. They knew Trump was coming out publicly with this and making a big statement. They could not have the blacks looking at this as a way, because it's all political. They cannot have the blacks looking at this situation. They couldn't. Like, they cannot lose blacks to the conservative party because it's the end of democracy. It's the end of the.
And like you said, Kev, that Nipsey curse is real.
Nipsey curse is real.
Look at your man Rizza. Look at Jay. His movements is going down in shambles.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking at him crazy.
Yeah, everybody
You know what I'm
looking
saying?
at these folk crazy than a mug.
It's yo, Kev, man. I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be. I'm gonna start doing my homework right now, bro.
On what? What you gonna do homework on? What you gonna do? Jeez, man. The people just want. We just should just talk to each other, bro. We just gonna come live and talk because we got the we diagnose the issue. We can see it,
Bro, but we got it. See, the thing is that connection with the ankle monitors. I want to know what company is that. You know what I'm saying? Who's behind it and who was funding it? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. Who's funding them ankle monitors?
Well, they just trying to get you to go back into servitude. Who's ever use your head? You don't got to go too far to find out who would fund something to put God's people back into servitude. No.
Damn.
No, Most High. They want to be slaves. Look. Ask them. Tell them, Jay. They want to. We let them go and see, they playing game.
And then the Rockefeller and it's just too much, bro. It's too much. The Rock, Alcatraz, man. It's too much, bro.
The Rock, jail, prison, state property. There you go. Now you understand what marketing is and getting your children brainwashed into going to prison lifestyle or the thug behavior and the stuff like that. You working into that.
That's crazy, bro. They was like, yeah, release him from jail, put an ankle monitor on so jail could be outside.
Say that again.
They said, they was releasing them. They releasing the prisoners. So he was like, yo, let's put these ankle monitors, right? That way we could track them and jail could be outside. Not only can we track them, we could get anything from hearing them talk about any type of illegal activity.
That's right. Just put these ankle monitors on them, and if they mess up, we get subject to go back to the big house. But it was already released. They get released. They out. They are released. It's a setup.
And then you got them meeting on the first. Why the first, Kev? Out of all the
April
dates,
Fools. It's a distraction.
300, Kev, 365 days. Why the first? The same
Why
day.
the first?
Why the first? The same day that Donald Trump was gonna announce to the public, to the general mass, that he's doing the First Step Act. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta put this shit together. I'm not, yo, man. This shit's nuts.
It's
man.
wild, man. But we'll get to it tonight. We gon'
Yeah, man.
get to the strategically placed plot and distraction that we've been talking about tomorrow, of course, morning show. We just diving in. I'm not gonna waste too much time clowning around intro and stuff like that. We got Kev Gills Unchained on Friday nights and stuff like that where we have a blast. Thursdays and Friday nights, we definitely have a blast. But this what's today? Tuesday and Wednesday. We really finna really turn this heat up. If you hadn't learned anything today, I don't know what it's gonna take. I mean, I dropped so many jewels. Puerto Rican cuz dropped so many jewels, and we didn't even play together in the first and second quarter. We come back together, recharge for the third quarter. We do NBA fucking jam mixed with Space Jam, and we out here balling out of control, and y'all can't hit the like button. I'm up here striving for likes and stuff like all this information that we drop tonight. Puerto Rican cuz, the reason why, you know, DJ said you doing. I don't know what it's gonna take. I mean, but I don't even think it's extra credit. I think it's fun for me to see this. It's a great thing. It's a fun time to be alive to uncover the veil that's been uncovered and where this real slavery thing is coming from. See, these Democrats want to beat it over your head that you come from Africa. Okay? They want to beat roots in your head so bad to make you think you come from somewhere else.
Shame.
It's a new day, Kev. It's a new day.
A new day. It is, because I'm changing my whole program for this feeling. I love the way I feel. I love the way the information that we putting out and the way that we are constructing these thoughts. What we doing ain't this extra credit. This is just simple stuff. This is easy for people like us. I can drink another cup of coffee, smoke a blunt, and deliver more powerful news. But I know you got to digest this and call it in tomorrow morning with your best foot forward, right? Right, Puerto Rican. They gonna call in tomorrow, right?
The phone lines should be on fire tomorrow. On fire, bruh.
Yeah, man.
Bruh, you gotta have to get a new phone, bruh.
Yeah, man. We gotta start encouraging our people to be more vocal about how they feel these stepping programs. I'm not afraid to say that's enough. I don't know who I'm voting for, but I'm sure. And what have you done for me lately? I know Donald Trump just signed this bill. That's what I do know. I don't know about what you.
I love that bill. You know what I'm saying?
I love the bill. Yeah.
Because I'll be damned to have ladies shackled while they giving birth. That's crazy to me. I don't give a damn.
That's that dang Democratic Communist Party. They act just like a bunch of Nazis from Germany. And black people need to be tied down while they giving birth. Because she might try to escape with the baby head halfway out. This the shit they think you gonna do, but they don't do. This is some wild shit, but we gonna get it right, Puerto Rican cuz. Don't even trip.
You already know, Kev.
Yeah, man. We gonna stay connected. You already know we in the back chats with it. Anybody want to join the back chats with us and brainstorm? I'm gonna start a new brainstorming program. A group so where we get in as a group and can talk. But guess what? You gotta be on my Patreon for all that. I gotta know who you is. So if you want to join the hangout session and possibly be on the air doing these great topics, hey, feel free to be on my Patreon. Hit me up. Instagram TV, here we come as well. It's your boy Kev Gills TV and your main man Puerto Rican Cub. From Cali to New York, from Texas to Milwaukee, You know what I'm saying? We making big things happen over here, right, Puerto Rican?
You already know, Kev. Let's keep it pushing.
That's it,
Patriot
Kev.
gang all day, baby.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for that support, Kev. Bro, East, just as good as the West, as you always, family.